Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 Disconnected. Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected. Disconnected.
Disconnected.
I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Hey all, and happy Thursday, especially hello to my first-time guest on this show, Mr. Austin Proctor. Austin, how we doing?
You know, life is crazy, but I am remaining as calm as I can, and it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me. So I'm very excited to talk all things movies, and yeah.
For those that don't know, Austin is the incredible host of the Frightmares podcast, which is how long going now? Oh, look at the branding. Look at that.
This is season 8. We started in 2019. And this year we're doing Monsters of the Month Club, where we talk about a different creature, entity, antagonist each month. This month is, oh my God, vampires. Next month is aliens. So, and I come with up with a pun each month. So this month was Vampiral's Bite, and May is Malian Invasion, because I'm a dork.
I like dorks, and I so yeah, it's a great show. Love to listen to it. Been a listener for quite some time. Was finally able to do an episode for this last month. We got to. I'm just going to jump into one of my recent watches. Let the right one in.
Yeah,
hell of a fun watch. Hell of a fun catch up. Love the movie. I think in my eyes it might have went down a little bit in the steam upon rewatch, but that doesn't make it not a great movie. Still a good time.
Yeah, you went from a 4.5 to a 4, so not much of a change. And I was also at a 4 as well. And I do weirdly like the remake just a little bit better. My wife watched it with me, and she was not a fan of either one of them. I guess she likes her vampires to be a little more cheesy, like Dracula 2000. She loves Dracula 2000, and I mean, so do I. But yeah, that's just, I guess that's not her lane for vampires, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
I get that to a point. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, we're going to do our normal segments, do our announcements, but the big thing, we got to get to know Austin, and then afterwards, we're going to talk about some interesting things regarding the theatrical experience and social media and how all of that is affecting everything nowadays, because it really is. It's a deep conversation, especially with everything surrounding things like Alamo Drafthouse right now being in the news for getting dragged through everybody's mind. So, yeah.
Okay.
First off, Frightmares. Why horror? Why do you love horror so much?
Oh man, that is a long story, but the short version is I grew up in a very Christian household, and horror wasn't so much forbidden as it was just not part of the cultural diet, if you want to call it that. So I never really watched horror movies. It was to the point when I was watching movies with my parents. We watched Indiana Jones and not Last Crusade, the first Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they would make me go around the corner to not watch the face melting scene. And when I finally saw that later in life, I was like, holy shit, no wonder they didn't want me watching that at 8 or 9 years old. But I really got into horror after I watched Saw at a friend's house. I don't know what it says about me that torture porn is what got me into horror movies, but after that I was hooked. I saw every other Saw in theaters after that, and then in my 20s I started exploring with things. Found footage became a really big passion of mine, probably because I saw Cloverfield and Quarantine in the same year in theaters, and I really love those movies. And then by the time 2019 came around, which was when I started the podcast, I had been getting into, that's when I got into podcasts. And I came across one called Shockwaves with Rebecca McKendry, Elric Kane, Ryan Turek, and one other guy I can't remember. And I really loved their show. And then I started exploring other ones. And I was like, I feel like I could do this. I'm passionate about horror. It's my favorite genre. It consumes most of my watching. So we started off. Those first episodes are very rough. I would not recommend going and listening to episodes 1 through 5. Just start in the hundreds. But the show has evolved and changed over time. Every year I try to do something a little bit different, and I feel like this year we've really honed it into, and I think it's going to should stay consistent now. It's just we were all over the place for the first few years, but that's the shortened version.
Over time, you've been able to get some pretty incredible guests. Who are some of the more fun guests for you?
Oh man. So in 2025, I made it a challenge for me to get a director every month, and I managed to do 10 out of 12. Highlights, I mean, I loved all of them. They were all indie filmmakers. Eduardo Sanchez was that was the second time he had been on the show in 2025. Ryan Spendell, who did the Mortuary Collection, he was fantastic. I had Matthew John Lawrence, who directed Uncle Peckerhead. He was great. And then I got Mike Mendez and oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. The three men who directed Satanic Hispanics.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the other guy's name. If he's watching, he's swearing at me right now. So I had them three on. They were fantastic. Sasha Rainbow was another great guest. She directed Grafted, which Vinegar Syndrome actually just put that movie out, and she was great. I can't remember who else I did last year, but yeah, I did 10 out of 12. So I had a pretty good streak last year. And then I also had, I'd say probably the biggest one I had, because it has the most listens, is Joko Anwar from Indonesia, who has done movies like Satan's Slaves. He's done, I think it was in Pedagore. He wrote The Queen of Black Magic. He is a fascinating person. So I recommend listening to that episode because he was incredible. Just how his method for shooting is just so wildly different than what I've heard from other directors. So I'd say Joko is probably my biggest pull. I can't believe I got him on the show.
I mean, it's a big deal. A lot of those, like the Southeast Asian directors, Southeast Asian directors are obviously a little tough to get in contact with in many situations. But on top of that, they're a lot more like guarded with media stuff because they're first of all, a lot of them just stay very busy. But on top of that, just opening up to people is not easy for a lot of them. So yeah, a huge pull for you.
Yeah, and because I'm not sure how many people know English, but his English was great because he actually came to the States to do film school, so he learned English here and then he went back to Indonesia and started just cranking out insane films. He's got a new one coming out this year called Ghost in the Cell, which should be coming to the States soon. But yeah, he was an incredible guest. And he's I think 2 million followers. I was like, there's no way he's going to respond to me. Absolutely no way. And he was like, oh, I'd love to. Okay, so I'm just, crapping my pants, trying not to faint when I'm talking to him.
Right.
But yeah, definitely a great filmmaker. If you've never seen Joko Anwar's movies, they're must-sees, all of them.
They're pretty great. One thing that we probably should touch on is, since we're talking about horror, the state of horror in 2026. Everybody always argues what is the current year in horror like for you, and we're about to be in one of the biggest 45-day periods of horror in the theaters in kind of a long time. How do you feel like the last couple of years have been for horror in new horror, at least?
In new horror, last couple years, let's go back to, I want to say 2022. That was actually one of the greatest years, in my opinion, for horror, at least in the 2020s. My top 10 would be Barbarian. This one doesn't technically count because it was a short on Del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, but it's Panos Cosmatos, and I counted it, called The Viewing. Fresh, The Menu, X, Smile, Hellraiser, which I really liked. There's a Dutch film called Moloch, which was great, and then The Sadness. And then The Blackwell goes 7, but that's I'm the only person that likes that series. That was one of the greatest years for horror. Even last year, or 2023, was solid. When Evil Lurks, incredible film. I'm a huge fan of Evil Dead Rise. I know people are very split on that. It really worked for me. You had Infinity Pool, Godzilla -1, Talk to Me, Saw X. That was a great year. 2024, Joko Anwar, Grave Torture. That was my number one for that year. The Substance. I mean, you had so much good stuff. Even this year is shaping up, like you said, to be really, really good. Because as of right now, I keep track of my horror watches throughout the year. I've seen 40, 30, I don't know, 30 something films. And it's an interesting, because I've watched a lot of good and a lot of bad. So this year is kind of on both scales. But there's still a lot of great stuff that's come out this year, and still much more to come. Like Zach Kreger's Resident Evil apparently is happening this year, which I'm very excited for. So I think it's been pretty good the last few years, but I'm also easy to please. So, Take my stuff with a grain of salt here.
You mentioned it. We got to discuss it. Krager's Resident Evil trailer dropped today. This is going to be a big talking point for a lot of people that love these things. I know that if you are, we'll say, a purist about video game movies, it sounds like you're not going to love the storyline behind this, because it seems like it's not truly like an adaptation of the story, but maybe like a story set in that universe or in that time frame or something like that. However, how'd you feel about this teaser that they released?
Oh, uncomfortable. It made me very anxious. It was like 1 minute and 43 seconds, and they only showed one character in the movie, Austin Abrams, who's the main star, and some of the most creepy imagery. There was a scene with that door where all of these arms popped out, and I was like, absolutely not. If that's the teaser, I can't even imagine what we're going to see in the movie. Even all those bodies falling from the buildings onto the cars. I was like, it feels like it's going to take the intensity of weapons and the WTF from Barbarian and mash them together into one. That's the vibe I'm getting, and I'm here for it. So I'll be in theaters day one.
I feel like if you go back and look at the way that Krager was able to get like the isolation of the town in Barbarian and like the immense, I feel very alone and very vulnerable. I think that's going to come into play a lot in this movie.
Absolutely. Because he said it's going to be something that takes, like what you said, it's not really going to be an adaptation, but it's a story that could happen in a Resident Evil game, which I think is a safe place to do a horror, like to do that, because the Mia Jovovich ones I love. They're not necessarily the great movies, but they're fun popcorn flicks. And then the Raccoon City, I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of that. That was like the most recent one they did with Kaya Scodelaria or whatever. That one was just okay.
I am eager to see what kind of random like creatures he's got coming out. This giant guy at the end of this sewer looks insane, and then the scene that they showed with the hands coming out of the doorway just looked like classic Krager already.
Yeah, that really big guy at the end of the hallway is giving. Wasn't there a big one in Blade, right? There was like this big. I think so. Whatever that was, it was giving that, and I don't want to know what's coming out of that door. Just keep that a secret until the movie releases, please.
Well, speaking about movies, what have you been watching lately?
Oh man, I will try and not specifically keep it to. I've been in true crime recently is what I've been really into. I don't know. I go through phases with stuff. But let's try to find some stuff that is not horror, because that's pretty much, I'd say that's about 75% of what I watch. I did go to the theater and see, where'd it go? I just had it. Oh, not to the theater. My bad. I went through all of the Transformer movies, like the live action ones, for the first time, because I hadn't seen 4, 5, and 6 or Bumblebee or whatever. First 3 I love. They're great. I don't know what happened with 4 and 5, where Mark Wahlberg shows up. It's not his fault that those movies are bad, but they really took a dive. But Bumblebee was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. As a franchise, 4 out of 6, I would say, is good. So I went through all of those. I did see Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I am, I think, the only person that really liked that movie. Everyone says it's Evil Dead Rise, but with mummies, and I've made arguments about this on 3 different platforms, so I'm not going to get into it. Over Your Dead Body, technically not horror, it's a action thriller with Jason Segel and Samara Weaving. Some of the best chemistry I've seen on screen.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, fantastic chemistry between them. And Samara's using her actual accent, which I don't get to hear enough.
It's rare. Yeah,
it's rare. So that was great. You also have Timothy Olyphant in that, and Juliette Lewis in that. So that was good. And then I finally watched The Godfather for the very first time. And I guess I had a completely different idea of what that movie was going to be. So I gave it 4 stars. Like, it's a fantastic movie, but I didn't give it a heart because I'm just really not necessarily interested in the content. But I can't deny that it is a fantastically put together movie. I think a rewatch is going to help me because I thought it was going to be more about Don Corleone, and it's really more about Michael than anything. It's more his story, and that's not what I was expecting. So going back and revisiting it at some point down the road, probably going to be a good idea.
Is the plan to go on to part 2 now?
Yes, I'm halfway through part 2 because it's 3.5 hours. I am definitely interested in this one a little bit more now, because I know Michael's front and center, and someone puts out a hit on him and it's like, who is this guy? Let's figure it out. So this one definitely is a little bit more interesting because it's like, all right, who's the rat? Because I know it's got to be someone close to him. It's not going to be some random stranger.
Right.
And I'm very, very hesitant about the third one just because I've heard things, I've heard stuff. So I don't know which version to watch. There's 3. Coda, the original, and I think he did a complete rehaul of it at some point. So I don't know what the right version of that is to watch. If you have suggestions on which one,
the newest version is widely regarded as the one to watch.
Okay, then I will get that one then. Okay,
I think you will be happier with that one.
Okay, yeah. What about you?
I've watched a few things. Let the Right One In is one that I've watched very recently, so I could talk with you. I've got a couple others for some other shows that I'll remain quiet on, and some other things that I remain quiet on. But one thing I'm excited about, which I don't get to do very often, I get to rewatch a movie this coming weekend in theaters, and I just wanted to give us a chance to talk about it so that people can get an opportunity to go to your show and hear us talk about it again. I'm seeing Hokum again on Saturday. You recently saw Hokum on the Screen Unseen through AMC. General thoughts? How do you feel about it?
It's funny because we had different opinions on the trailer, because I think they must have put out more than one, because the one I saw, I felt they marketed very well because it went in a completely different direction than I saw happening, in a good way. It very much gave me like The Shining vibes, obviously, to like a deserted hotel in the middle of nowhere. It was really, Adam Scott playing a dick was so different. He's usually the quick-witted, funny, charming guy. So to see him completely shift tones and really well, I think he was fantastic in the movie. And there's some very good imagery that has been lingering with me ever since I watched it, and a satisfying conclusion. Great dump of lore. I gave it a 5 out of 5. If I don't have any issues with the movie and it held my attention, that's usually when I give a movie 5 stars. I was like, I have no complaints. And coming off the heels of Oddity, Damian McCarthy is definitely on a roll. I am very excited to see what he tackles next, because I think he's one of the great up and coming directors. He's only done 3 movies so far. Haven't seen Caveat, but everyone says that one's very good as well. So I really enjoyed it. So now, what about you?
I somehow have not even seen Oddity, so I can't really compare those still. I need to. It is certainly on my list for soon. I liked Hokum a lot. I think the area that they set this in is very interesting. It makes for a very spooky setting. There's a lot of things that they specifically set up in the environment to become a problem at some point, and man, do they lean into that in quite a few scenes. I will say that there's some jump scares in this that is not my style of jump scares, but he actually pulls them off pretty well. Like they're earned in a very good way, that they don't feel cheap and like just to keep people interested or awake or whatever, which a lot of modern horror does kind of lean into that side. But yeah, they actually go there for the most part. My big thing, I was kind of thrilled that he really did land the ending here. There's a lot of people that for a movie like this, they would have ended it in a way where it would have been like the classic, did this happen? Was it a dream? Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but they actually sort of give some things to make you say, oh, like there's an answer here. There's a resolution. So not going to spoil any of that, but just want to say this isn't one of those ones that I felt like is like a lot of modern horror, which is they can craft a pretty decent script. There's a nice conceit, and then they don't know how to end it. So they do something that just kind of feels like bleh at the end. And this didn't feel like that. This felt pretty well written at the end.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was like, wow, solid intro, solid ending. Everything in the middle was great. I think it was a little bit on the longer side. I think it was like an hour 54. And usually 2 hours for a horror movie, I'm like, all right, you gotta really hold my attention for 2 hours for a horror movie. 111 minutes. So 100, hour 51. And I felt there was no time wasted. Incredible pacing. There were some jump scares, but they did feel earned. They were not just for shock value. And there was the very subtle jump scares too, like with no sound. Like someone would just appear behind someone, and I was like, I don't like that at all. I was like, no, thank you. So yeah, it was. I knew I would like it, but I didn't expect to give it a 5 star. Honestly, I just figured it would be like a solid 4, but it was really good. Very good.
Yeah. And based on what you said, like genuinely, he is a filmmaker that I'm not just like eager to see what he does next, but kind of eager to see what other things he could break into. Because if he keeps the quality of this up, there's a lot that he could actually get done in a way that is innovative and fresh and very interesting as a fairly new filmmaker. Like 3 films deep, he's doing pretty great, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, because I believe he is Irish, and there's a lot of folklore that, someone from the States doesn't know. I think that's why I find Southeast Asian films so enjoyable, because it's a lot of lore and a lot of culture that I don't know. So for me, I'm like, this is some brand new shit, But yeah, I'm very excited to see what he does next. Even Kreger too. I know he's doing Resident Evil, but that's technically an IP, so I'm very excited to see what both of these directors do next, because like I said, we have a lot of just great voices in horror right now, and I think we're in where horror feels like it's in good hands. And that's where I'll leave it.
It's an exciting time. Excited to see what you watch next, which might be seen in your pickups. What have you been picking up on physical media lately?
Let's see here. I have way too many things. So I recently got order from Lionsgate Limited. I have all of their Vestra online, and I just keep buying them. There's only like 32 or 30. What am I on? 38. Some of them are stuff I know, like Chopping Mall, Blood Diner, but the more recent ones are stuff I've never heard of. So we've got Mystery Team here.
Love that movie.
Never heard of it. Have no idea what it's about. Gonna go in blind to that. We have everyone that I've shown this to has said how great this movie is. And it's their first 4K, but we have The Substitute.
Yep.
I've heard is a great revenge movie or something. And then we have The Stoned Age. So 3 things I've never heard of, but I always love blind buying movies. And then recently I got a order from a buddy who always sells me Vinegar Syndrome stuff, and I don't even remember what I bought. So it'll be a surprise for you and me. Okay, so I have 2 Kinos, actually. First one is, I think these are 2 70s movies. We have Cannibal Apocalypse from... Okay, this is 80. Then we have something called Fright from 1971. I read the descriptions on these, and I was like, ooh, these sound really fun. I've been wanting to get this one for a while because it's a good cheesy movie, but we have Spookies from
Fun movie.
Vinegar Syndrome. And then I didn't know what Reviver 2 was that Vinegar Syndrome put out, and I just thought it was a movie. So I went to look it up, and I was like, oh, it's 2 mystery titles. So he was actually selling Reviver 1, so I picked that up from him. So now I have both of those. And then I think I double dipped because I'm pretty sure I already have this one. We have Shriek of the Mutilated. So that's my Vinegar Syndrome stuff. And then I have 3 titles from AV Entertainment. They send me 3 movies a month. Well, I get to pick 3 different movies a month. So I went with White Zombie from Film Masters.
Nice.
1932. It's the first iteration of Zombies, which is fun. Bela Lugosi's in that. Film Masters does incredible restorations of very old films. What's this one? And this one's just completely in Spanish. I think it's No One Will Hear Your Scream, but it's about a slasher who uses the 1990 World Cup while everyone is distracted to go commit heinous crimes. And I'm like, sure, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then I didn't read any description on this, but because I saw from the director of Train to Busan, we have The Ugly.
Yeah, I wanted this one. This one looks good.
Yeah, a stirring thriller bolstered by dark twists. And again, Train to Busan, I was like, that is all the information I need. And lastly, from Gemini Entertainment, they reached out to me because I did a review for them. And they sent me one of their promotional copies for something called The Jester from Transylvania.
All right.
No idea what that is. And that is not Peter Dinklage. I thought this was Peter Dinklage. It is not. It is the little person from In Bruges, actually. So if you've seen In Bruges, that guy, he's in it. So I was like, all right.
And if you haven't, you should, by the way.
Oh, literally one of the greatest movies. And that director is coming out with that brand new movie with whatever it is. So yeah, those are all my recent pickups. A lot of stuff.
Nice.
Constantly buying things.
Before I go into mine, Deaf Crocodile wants to remind everybody they're doing that Kickstarter for Roy from Space, and if you want to help out with that, it ends in just 5 hours, so check it
Ooh,
out.
okay.
Coming down to the wire on that one. I got a few things. It's going to look like a lot, but one of these is a raffle win, and it's larger, so it's not as many as it
Ooh,
looks like.
okay.
First, I love me some animation, and Warner Archive crushes it. So they had a really great price on Wacky Races, the complete
Ah,
series. So now I
I've never
finally
heard
got
of
that
that.
one. Oscilloscope, still a subscriber for Oscilloscope, and their newest batch is Mistress Dispeller, which looks pretty good. And
Ooh.
then one I saw last year as part of Sundance, which is Obex,
There's
and
a physical for that already?
there is a physical for this already. Yep.
What?
This movie is very interesting, really well made, very stylish, and super unique. And I think a lot of people that watch this show would probably really like it. It's quite interesting that this got a theatrical release and a physical release, and that we're continuing to support stuff like this. I love that we're doing it. It's a good movie. Check it out.
That's incredible. Okay. I've been waiting
And
for that
then
one.
in a raffle, so I think I got this for like $10, $11 entry, something
Whoa.
like that. This is incredible.
Okay.
I got all of the classic flicks releases of the old Little Rascals, all 5 volumes, and
What?
I had none of them, and so now I get to share all of the restored versions with my kids.
That is
Very
amazing.
eager to see these again. My wife loves Little Rascals. I love Little Rascals growing up. So yeah, that felt like a huge win for me. Loved it.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I love it.
For anybody that are just joining after we talked about it, again, tell everybody what Frightmares is before we get into our announcements.
Oh, Frightmares, horror podcast weekly. I say every week at 6 or Wednesday at 6 a.m. I cannot seem to catch up. I actually just dropped the bonus episode for this month at like 8 p.m. tonight. We do themed months typically. Last year we did 50 years of horror. We went back to 75 and did one movie a year until 2025. Each year has some sort of a theme. This year is the Monsters of the Month Club. We just finished Vampir's Bite. Next month is Malian Invasion. And then June is what I'm excited for because it's Kaijun Destroy. I am very excited to do a month of kaiju films. But yeah, if you love horror movies and you want to hear, we go over the IMDb stats, we read funny reviews, we go in depth with the movie, try to find any subtext and themes. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, check us out on every major podcast streaming platform. We are everywhere, and we also have a YouTube that I upload, not video yet, but we have Headliner makes these videos with like sound waves, so at least there's something happening on screen. But I am about to drop a video with me and Corey. We talk about The Mummy for an hour and a half, so that'll be up tomorrow, Friday, May 1st. So
Sweet, very
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I somehow have still not seen The Mummy. I liked Evil Dead Rise a lot. It is
Okay, good.
probably my least favorite Evil Dead movie, but that's not saying that it's bad. Evil Dead is like one of the most consistent franchises out there, in my opinion.
Agreed.
There are no bad Evil Dead movies yet. Hopefully, in a few months, we can still say that. I am so eager to see what comes next out of Lee Cronin. I mean, when you get a
Right.
film that everybody responds with and says, "Why is your name on over the title?" It's like, well, what do I do next? Especially when it doesn't land as big as they wanted it to.
Yeah, I mean, because it's kind of taking what The Mummy was and doing something, or at least the original Mummy, 1932, and doing something entirely different with it while keeping some lore consistent. So
Yeah.
I think that's why his name is over the top. That's just speculation, though.
Right. Well, we have a very mishmashy type of announcement week this week.
Okay.
So we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. First, we're going to get into Arrow Video. So let's do it.
Ooh.
July 5th on 4K over in the UK, we are getting To Live and Die in LA from 1985. This is Friedkin's film that is incredible, in my opinion. This,
Sweet.
I expected a little more out of Arrow on this. It looks like there is no restoration work done on top of the Kino one, which it did look great. So not like putting that down or anything. But there's also not really any new extras. The only thing I'm seeing that might be different here is they've got a booklet with a couple essays in it. Love the movie. Have you seen this one?
It's been on my list for a while. I have not seen it though, but maybe now is the time to buy it because I do love me an Arrow release. So
yeah, I mean this will look solid.
Okay.
If you don't have the Kino one, this is a great one to get. If not, either one's going to be pretty great. Just
Okay.
check one of them out. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Next up, July 12th, we get a 4K in the UK of Hush from 2016. Mike Flanagan's film, Hush, which is kind of amazing. If you've not seen it, you should probably see it. I've seen a lot of people say that the Shout Factory version is so much better than this. No, it's not. They're identical, it looks like. The only thing that's different is this one has 4K discs only and not Blu-rays. But
okay.
Hush, how do you feel about Hush? I know you're a Flana fan.
I love Hush. I think this is one. Ouija Origin of Evil might have been the first one, but I remember seeing this one on Netflix because it was a Netflix original, and then they just removed it for whatever reason, and I couldn't watch it. But I think this is a great isolated game of cat and mouse. I mean, there's really two people in the movie. Kate Siegel is just amazing as always. And fun fact for anybody out there, the book she's writing in this movie is Midnight Mass, which Flanagan would later do a miniseries of. So there's a little Flanaverse stuff going on in there.
Well, let's just keep the Flana puns going all night. I love it. Hush is great. I think this movie is really well made. It is absolutely worth watching if you've never seen it.
Especially the shush cut.
Yeah, I agree there fully.
Yeah.
This one's interesting because this announcement is already wrong. So we got to update something. July 5th in the UK, and this says July 6th in North America. However, Arrow has already had to cancel their North American release of this this set here, and that is of Sex and Fury and Female Yakuza Tale. And the main reason is they didn't have the rights. They announced it, and they got caught. And they had to cancel the U.S. release, and that is where they are sitting. This is going to have both films. We've got an archival audio commentary for both films by Chris D. We've got a new interview about the films with Yakuza film historian Akihito Ito. We've got a reversible sleeve as usual, and then a book with new writing by Asian cinema expert Camille Zorin. Have you seen either of these two films?
No, but they sound incredible, and now I'm upset that I can't have them.
Well, you can if you're region free.
Yeah, gotta get region free, man. Okay, this might be the one that puts me over the edge because I have 3 region B locked movies, and I'm like, I can't watch these. These sound great.
Got to get there. Yeah, these are especially Sex and Fury. These are fun watches. Okay. They're interesting.
I mean, the poster art sells me, and then the names alone sell me, but especially this poster art. Oh my god.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
Eager for more people to see these. Next up, we've got July 13th on 4K, and a separate Blu-ray in North America from Arrow is Red Sun from 1971. And this one's crazy because the cast on this alone, kind of a mind-blowing one. Cultures collide in Terrence Young's East Meets West classic Red Sun, shot in America, Spain, and starring 4 intercontinental superstars. You got Charles Bronson, Toshiro Mifune, Ursula Andress, and Frances Elaine Delon. That's a wild cast. That alone makes me feel like I have to see this. Somehow I've still never seen it. I know in some people's mind it doesn't live up to the cast, but I'm eager to check it out. We got a new audio commentary by C. Courtney Joyner and Henry Park. We got a new appreciation of the film by scholar Jose Arroyo. New visual essay by Daisuke Miao. We got a new appreciation by Elaine Delon. Got a new appreciation of Elaine Delon, not by. That'd be wild. By Mark Gallagher. Some archival stuff, and then a book with new writing by Paul Talbot and Moya Luckett. Is this your kind of film?
Westerns are tough with me. It's not something I am opposed to checking out, but it sounds interesting. I can give you that. I'm always up to try new things. I haven't gotten into like Westerns, or Kung Fu's another one that I just started getting into, and I'm really enjoying watching some Kung Fu movies. So Westerns, I think Westerns might be in my 40s. I think that's when I'll get into Westerns, 40s and 50s. But this, I would pick this up. This definitely sounds very interesting. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, one that I can hardly recommend. July 19th in the UK, July 20th in North America from Arrow. We got a 4K and a separate Blu-ray release of Michael Douglas in Falling Down from 1993. Thoughts?
Why can't you recommend this?
No, I will heartily.
Oh, I thought you said hardly. I was like,
not hardly, heartily.
I have been waiting for, because there's, to my knowledge at least, I don't think there's a physical, or maybe it's out of print, but I've been looking for this movie physically for so long, and this will be probably gonna just pre-order this now while I'm thinking of it. I'm very excited to own this. Yes, all the yes.
There was physical for this. The funny
Okay.
thing is it did not look good. This is one that has needed a
Oh.
new restoration for my
Okay.
goodness, for a long time.
Too
This
long.
movie is very well made. This movie is very relevant to today's interest. This
Yeah.
is an incredible film. Michael Douglas is wild in this movie.
Absolutely.
Just absolutely so well done. We got an archival commentary on here by Joel Schumacher and the editor and a whole bunch of people associated with the movie. New interview with the screenwriter, new interview with the composer, James Newton Howard. We got a new location featurette revisiting the real life locations that were in the movie. And then we got a booklet with new writing on the film by Alexandra Heller Nicholas and Simon Ward. And this is a must for me.
Yeah. July 19th, you said? Okay. All right.
July 20th for you that are not region free.
Yes. Son of a bitch. Okay.
Although the 4K is region free no matter what.
That's
Anyways.
true. That's true.
And then following that, the next week, July 26th in the UK, July 27th in North America, 4K of Soylent Green. This is from 1973. And this is obviously one that is larger in a reputation than many people even know it for nowadays. This one has archival commentary with the director, Richard Fleischer, and the star, Lee Taylor Young. We got a new commentary by Michael Brook and Johnny Maines. Archival onstage interview with the star of Soylent Green. We got an archival onstage interview with the director. We got a vintage featurette looking at the world of Soylent Green. And then a featurette on the tribute to Edward G. Robinson's 101st film. And a booklet with new writing by Frank Collins. And again, Alexandra Heller Nicholas. Have you seen Soylent Green?
It's been a while, but I have seen it, and it really hurts to see in the year 2022. Oh, it hurts to see that being 4 years ago. Oh. Yeah. I'll pick this one up though. It's been so long since I watched this one. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been years for me. I remember liking it enough, and I will probably appreciate it much more at the age that I am now. Very curious to see how this has grown in esteem for me. Yeah, good movie. It's a classic and well known for a reason. Check out Soylent Green.
Okay.
Next one, July 26th in the UK, July 27th in North America. We got The Outfit from 1973. This is with Robert Duvall from The Godfather. Look at that.
Ooh, okay.
New restoration from the 35mm negative. We've got a new audio commentary by Jedediah Ayers and film critic Mike White of the Projection Booth podcast. Shout out Mike, friend of the show. We got a new appreciation of author Donald E. Westlake by Westlake expert Levi Stahl. New appreciation of the film by Walter Chow. New featurette on the Outfit and the Parker novels by Alyssa Marmol-Cernat and Shay Dennis, creators of Tough Business, a Parker site. We've got a booklet with this, of course, with new writing by Chris D., Glenn Kinney, and Priscilla Page. I've never seen The Outfit, and I have a feeling neither of you.
No, I haven't even heard of this one. Piqued my interest with Robert Duvall, though. I am a fan of him, so I'm reading the description here. Yeah, this seems like something that I would definitely be into. Yeah,
I'm eager to see this one. I do believe Imprint just released this one semi-recently too. So for those of you that jumped on that one, because I think that was the first blue, hopefully you're not too sad. But good job, Arrow. Next up, this just hit theaters, but you can already pre-order a Walmart exclusive and an Amazon exclusive 4K steelbook for Michael from this year. Now, this one is odd because it's a story about Michael Jackson, which kind of glosses over the whole,
stuff.
Yeah, things and stuff. Well, we'll talk about Michael in just a moment, so I'll keep that to myself until then. Did you get to see Exit 8 this year?
Oh, dude, I saw that in theater. I double featured that with The Hunting of Matthew Nichols. I haven't played the game, but I know what the game is. This was incredible. It was. I could not believe that they were able to fill 90 minutes with one hallway. It was nuts. It was good, and I'm only in the UK though.
So far.
Come on, US. Come on. Yeah, it was really good. Paul
in the chat wants to correct me, and thank you, Paul. I think I did get that wrong. He says, I don't think Imprint did the Outfit, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think Indicator did it, and I think Sibner is talking about that. Yes, June 29th on Blu-ray in the UK, Vision's Home Video doing their next release, and this is Exit 8 from this year. It's based on the video game. A man is trapped in an endless subway corridor on his way to find Exit 8. He discovers a set of rules in order to escape, and he has to find out if he can reach his goal. We get a behind the scenes on the movie. We got a couple of like on the carpet at some film festivals and a
Nice.
trailer. Yeah, this looks like a really fun release. I am very, very curious about checking this one out. I got to be honest, I didn't even realize this was already hitting theaters, so I fully missed it in theaters.
It really flew under the radar, and that's my biggest issue with when we get to the main topic of some of these indie films just not getting the time of day. They either have like one early showing or one late showing, and that's it. But yeah, a lot of these kind of indie films are they're flying under the radar. I just happened to see it on my AMC app, and I was like, "Oh, I think it was Japanese horror. Sure, why not? Let's go check it out." So, yeah, this is exciting. This is very exciting.
The short runs suck. That is absolutely true.
It's not fun.
All right, next up, more Michael, like I said. So also, you can already pre-order Michael as a Lionsgate limited site exclusive. This gets you a 4K, but the big thing is this gets you some Lionsgate limited stuff and lots of bonus features on here, more than enough. And now you've already got 3 different releases of this film, which is kind of wild, and all in the U.S. That's too many. On top of the fact that, you know, the whole pedophilia thing. Sure, he was a great musician, but good God, like the amount of worship this film has gotten is crazy. It's a music biopic. We already did it. Walk Hard is the last one. We don't need to do any more after the Dewey Cox story. That's enough.
I think that's the best point I've ever heard. I mean, we did it. It's done. Dewey Cox is a masterpiece, and we're never going to do better than that. That's 100% agree with that statement.
So let's leave that announcement in the past.
All right.
So I'm very curious to check this one out. July 7th, we're getting a Blu-ray from Altered Innocence of The School Duel from 2024. Now, this sounds crazy. When Florida legalizes televised student death matches, a 13-year-old signs up only to see the nightmare behind the propaganda. That sounds great. And the head that you recognize most on this poster might even be Oscar from The Office.
But wait, it goes on to say in a near future where gun control has been abolished in Florida. It's never going to happen. I live here. It's never going to happen.
Even better is Oscar is Florida's governor. That's never going to happen either.
Oh, wow. I haven't even heard of this. Did this even go to theaters?
Very few, but it did.
Okay.
A few.
Wow. I mean, the fact that all of this is taking place in Florida, it's so on the, like, this would happen in my state. It's nuts down here. Don't come to Florida. It's horrible here.
Well, Joel is saying Arrow's the first one to release the outfit. So now I'm double wrong. I could have sworn somebody just did it on Blu-ray. Thanks, Joel. So extras on The School Duel. We got a behind-the-scenes featurette interview with the director. We got a short film on here called 6 Stars, and then some trailers. Love me some Altered Innocence. This looks great. Very curious to check this out. I'm into movies like this.
All right.
This is a big one. June 24th, Imprint is releasing a mix of 4K and Blu-ray in a box set, and this is called The Cinema of King Hu. This covers from 1965 to 1973. Pre-orders for this are not open until May 12th, but then you will be able to pick this up. This has a lot of movies in this. So we've got Sons of Good Earth, Come Drink With Me, Dragon Inn, Four Moods, A Touch of Zen, and The Fate of Lee Khan. Come Drink With Me, Dragon Inn, and A Touch of Zen are the ones on this that are on 4K. Everything else is Blu-ray only. So you're sitting at half and half, 3 on 4K, 3 on Blu-ray.
Sure.
10-disc release for this one. This is a crazy looking set. We've got a 100-page hardcover booklet with new essays from Ryan Swen, Tom Cunliffe, and Tony Williams, all in a lidded hard box, as all of the imprint releases always are. Brand new extras on some of these. Let's see. We got a new audio commentary by Camille Zorin. We got a new interview with the academic and author Victor Fan. More new extras on some of these other films, like Tony Rain speaking on them. There is a lot here. Have you seen any King Hu films? I'm sure not.
No, I don't think. Although Come Drink With Me is ringing a bell, but I don't know if I'm confusing it with something else. I think I might be confusing it with I Drink Your Blood, honestly. Which is not even close to the same thing.
Very different movies. That is correct.
But this sounds very interesting. Okay.
Come Drink With Me is quite influential. So if you are
Okay.
into discovering more about martial arts, it would be a really great first one to watch. And
Yeah, okay.
it's not necessarily martial arts, it's more wuxia and stuff. But
You know
yes.
what? I know why this sounds familiar. When I was doing a podcast with Michael, he gave me a list of kung fu recommendations. There it is. Come Drink With Me. That's why I know the name. Thank you. Shout out, Michael. Shameless Picture Show. Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Good looking
so-
stuff. Check it
Yeah,
out.
definitely.
God, it is such a long set. I had to put this on like 8 different Instagram posts. All right. Here is another very interesting one to cover because this is
Okay.
a brand new thing coming in June or July-ish in Poland from a
Ooh.
brand new boutique home video label called Secondhand Video is a movie called Hydro Riddle from 1971. This is a classic Polish film. And it says, during the heat wave in Warsaw, the water disappears inexplicably. Professor Mitsarek is working on solving this mystery, calling for help from an unaffiliated superhero. And his name is Az or Nowak. Az is a parody of American superheroes. During the day, he is a calm engineer, and if necessary, he turns into a law enforcement officer, giving questions about health and safety or alcohol as the biggest poison known to man. He must thwart the plans of the sinister Dr. Plema, who, in agreement with the desert Kaburu, wants to dry up all of Poland. This is a cult crime comedy film, and the first camp parody film that Poland ever made. This is going to have an HD transfer. That's a brand new restoration. It's going to have the last film ever directed by the same director. It's going to have an illustrated collector's book that has 40 pages. And this is going to have Polish and English subtitles. So if you can find this, you will be able to watch this. The hard part is buying this is going to be a little bit difficult, likely. This is going to be difficult to source unless you are in Europe, I imagine. But this looks like a really solid release, and I hope this does well for them.
Yeah, that's probably one of the wildest plots I've heard in quite some time, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get my hands on this, or at least see it in some fashion. My goodness, this sounds incredible.
And in the chat, Tyler wants to help people out if you're putting this on your watch list. In Letterboxd, it is shown as Hydro Puzzle. So
Thank you.
Likely known by quite a few titles. So check this one out.
Yeah. Okay. Hydro Puzzle. Let me put that on the list. There it is.
Coming on June 2nd on 4K Steelbook, a standard Blu-ray and a standard DVD is Hoppers coming from Disney. Did not get to see this movie. Are you keeping up with the Disney or animated Pixar films at all?
We want to. Our daughter's just not old enough to bring to the theater yet, and it feels weird seeing animated movies without her. So we're waiting for this one to hit physical media or streaming and watch it with her. Same with Mario, Super Mario Galaxy. So it's like, I don't want to go see this without our daughter. I want to be there when she watches it. So, but I've heard nothing but great things about Hoppers. Yeah. So
the conceit for this one looked really good. I've not been able to see it. My kids saw it without me. Those bastards.
Damn it.
Seemingly a decent amount of extras coming on this. There's some behind the scenes stuff. There's hopping into the making of the film. There is exploring Hoppers to find surprising Pixar film cameos and hidden references, as they always do. There's some deleted scenes in this, and looks like a really solid movie. I certainly want to check this out. That being said, the pre-orders for this have started going up in the last 24 hours already.
Nice.
Walmart pre-orders for this sold out within an hour.
God.
Target pre-orders for this sold out within 2 hours. Amazon pre-orders have not been listed yet, but I would not imagine they are far behind the other sites. So if you're keen on this 4K Steelbook, you might want to be a little trigger happy and keep an eye on it tonight, because it'll likely be in the next 24 hours that it goes live.
Yeah, and Falling Down on Amazon is already currently unavailable, so that's going fast too. So I'll just go get that from Arrow.
Falling Down is certainly not sold out. It will be back. I promise. It is just one of those Amazon glitches where it was originally very quickly listed. It'll come back.
Okay. It says currently unavailable. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I'm sure you saw this one. They Will Kill You from this year, coming on 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD from Warner Brothers on June 30th. How did you feel about They Will Kill You?
Dude, well, I'll save it for, because it's actually part of the discussion I want to have later. I loved this movie. It was just beautifully filmed. Oh my God, the choreography alone and the fight scenes, the practical effects. I could go on and on about this movie. Zazie Beetz, incredible. This is going to be easily in my top 10 horror films for this year. It was incredible. I loved it.
I love Zazie Beetz, always have. She was incredible on Atlanta. She was really great in this movie. There's a lot of people that are looking at this movie and literally just saying it's The Raid and not as good. Not quite. It's very different. I will say there's quite a bit different. I will say if you're a fan of practical effects, there is a lot to love in this movie. The eye specifically should make you quite excited in this movie.
God. Had me laughing. I was laughing so hard during that movie. It's also like a throwback to not a throwback, but it's very Quentin Tarantino coded, who was doing old kind of doing old kung fu movies. There's a lot of genres in here. It's a fun time.
It is
a fun time.
The director's first movie is very good too. It's why don't you just die? Which very similar title to this one. That was released on Arrow a handful of years ago, and it's very well done. It's essentially a Tarantino movie, like through and through. It's quite Tarantino. So this one, They Will Kill You. We've got HDR, but not Dolby Vision. We've got Dolby Atmos on the disc. We've got a making of They Will Kill You, which is a documentary style on this. We got to look into the film's most iconic location, which is the Virgil. It's this big apartment hotel looking building. There is an action-packed breakdown of all the major fight scenes in the film. There is the most intense moments getting broken down. There is a handful of things. I'm quite curious to see how long those are with the way that they're selling them. It makes it sound huge, but I doubt they're going to be that long, sadly.
Wow, from puppets to prosthetics to practical effects and choreographed gags. Yes, I want to know all the stuff.
Please, always.
Please.
All right, so next one is one that we've been hearing about for literally 18 plus months at this point. We've got June 30th, 88 Films is releasing a 3D Blu-ray disc of Magnificent Bodyguards from 1978. This is the Jackie Chan film. And then oddly enough, 2 weeks later, July 13th, they are then releasing it in the UK. It's going to be this deluxe edition. You are able to watch the flat version of this. You don't have to have a 3D TV. Obviously, there's a version on here if you do. They also have the red and blue glasses, so you can watch it in 3D that way. But this is going to have a brand new 2K restoration of the film from the camera negative. The 3D Film Archive did help them with that, so that's going to look fantastic because their stuff always does. We've got a 3D presentation of the film on one disc, a 2D presentation of the film on one disc, and then 3D anaglyph Blu-ray disc exclusive to this deluxe edition on the third disc. So if you want that, you want to buy this first version for sure. You've got an audio commentary by the man, Frank Jang. You got F.J. DeSanto on there with him. You got James Mudge speaking on the film, a new dimension in action by Steve Lawson, some trailers, and then a lenticular cover featuring new artwork by Kung Fu Bob O'Brien, a pair of glasses with it, of course, and then an illustrated booklet, notes by Thorsten Booz, and a map drawn by Kung Fu Bob. This looks like something I absolutely want to have.
Wow. Okay. A lot of Kung Fu stuff. And I haven't seen, like Jackie Chan's original Kung Fu. I've only seen his Americanized stuff, unfortunately. Because like I said, it's a genre I never explored. But yeah, I'm into this. I'm very much into this.
We get a big fan of Shanghai Nights over here. I get it.
How did you know I like Shanghai Nights over Shanghai Noon?
So much more you dredge up the title. It's coming soon. We got a 4K from Kino Lorber of Rio Lobo. This is the John Wayne film from 1970. And I got to admit, this is a hell of a great poster. Even though I don't love John Wayne, this poster makes me kind of want to see it. This will have a brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master on the film. This one also has Jennifer O'Neill, Jack Elam, Jorge Rivero, Christopher Mitchum. This one is, of course, produced and directed by Howard Hawks. John Wayne, you're not a huge Western guy. Have you seen anything with John Wayne?
Settlers, I think, was the only thing I've seen by him. Right? The Settlers, right? That's
sure.
Him, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe. I've seen one. I can't remember what it is. I know I've seen one, though. But I do see music by Jerry Goldsmith, and that makes me very excited because he is a fantastic composer. That alone sells me on this one.
I am going to piss off 17 people in the chat and say, hey, you've seen one John Wayne? You've seen enough. All right. Coming this July on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber is already Brit Noir Collection number 3. This has The Man Upstairs from 1958, Nowhere to Go from 1959, and Payroll from 1961. We don't know anything else about the films yet, other than David Del Valle did a commentary on one of them. Don't know which one, but yeah.
All right. Haven't heard of any of these, but yeah. Is this Kino Lorber? Okay, in the US. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
And yeah, they are pumping these out. The first one has not even been released yet, and they've already announced collection number 3. That's kind of wild.
Good Lord. Okay. All right.
Hey, I was just on a new episode of the One Track Mind podcast, who's from our podcast network, Someone's Favorite Productions. And this was a kind of special episode for me. We talked about This Is Spinal Tap. And normally, when you're talking about commentaries and This Is Spinal Tap, you'd probably want to talk about the commentary where they all did their characters in character for the commentary. However, considering everything that's happened with the Reiner family over the last year, we wanted to talk about the commentary with Rob Reiner. And it's a really great commentary. There's a lot of incredible insights. And man, this Spinal Tap 4K that Criterion put out looks fantastic. The movie's great. Have you seen This Is Spinal Tap?
Oh yeah. I still need to watch the Alliance Entertainment sent over the sequel, and I still need to watch that one. But I love the original. It's great.
The sequel's all right. There's a couple good jokes in it, but it doesn't hold a candle.
I was gonna say it's probably not nearly as good, but I still wanted to see it. But yeah, This Is Spinal Tap. Great time. Love that one.
Yep. A show I've never seen, Covert Affairs, that ran from 2010 to 2014, getting a complete series Blu-ray set on June 2nd. This is coming from Universal. We'll have some deleted scenes, gag reels, that sort of stuff. Ever seen the show?
No, but who is that? Who
I believe that is Piper Perabo.
Oh, okay. Not who I was thinking. Okay. No, I haven't even heard of this one. Complete series. Like I don't even know how many seasons are we talking here?
5, I believe.
Oh wow. Okay, I see 2010 to 2014. Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't even heard of this this show.
And Ronnie says Covert Affairs was good, especially from season 3 on.
Oh, I like when I hear the show gets better.
And Terry says it was mid at best.
Well, now I'm just confused.
And Paul says that she was in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Is that one I know her from? Oh my god. Okay.
Colton says I used to be obsessed with Parabo as a young gay. I'm not sure. Is Piper Parabo the one that was from Coyote Ugly? That's what I feel like I know her from. My sister was obsessed with that movie, and I really love it. I mean, John Goodman's in it. It can't be a bad movie. So, I don't know. Is she the one from Coyote Ugly? Somebody please confirm or deny.
Okay.
It is her. Thanks, Paul. Okay. So I do know who she is. Amazing.
All right.
Yes,
I know that face.
Next up, let's talk about Refuse Films, which is doing something quite special here. So in August, we are getting a Blu-ray bundle here called the Mr. Melvin Toxic Bundle. This includes the Toxic Avenger Part 2, the Toxic Avenger Part 3, and then Mr. Melvin, which is a new cut of Toxic Avenger 2 and 3, made into what is theoretically like a better movie, is what it was kind of pitched as. This film, the Mr. Melvin release here, is only available in this bundle. Now, they are selling Toxic Avenger Part 2 and 3 separately, and we're going to talk about those in just a minute. But this one specifically, if you want Mr. Melvin, you got to get it in this bundle. It is a little expensive. These are like $101 plus shipping to get all 3 of these from the UK, but they are region free, and that is a great reason to support these. This is the first time this has been released anywhere in the world on home video, because this is a brand new cut that they just did last year. It played some theater stuff like that. They have new commentaries. They have new like documentaries and all kinds of. This is flush with extras. The one main thing I will say about Refuse, they always go above and beyond to get everything they possibly can onto the disc. And
very nice.
Definitive is almost like underselling how great that they're able to capture everything. These are kind of wild. So this set has 4 versions of Toxic Avenger Part 2, 3 versions of Toxic Avenger Part 3, slipcovers on all of them, a whole bunch of extras. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The important thing here is I've had a lot of people asking, are they just going to sell Mr. Melvin after they sell out of this limited bundle? And no, I went to the source. Liam from Refuse Films told me they were only allowed to sell this as part of the bundle per their licensing. It wasn't just like a dick move or anything like that. It was, we're only allowed to get this if we do it like this to make it a little bit of a barrier for people to get it, because Troma wants to be able to sell it later, I'm sure. I mean, it's Troma. They're going to exploit the film. They always do.
And now I'm remembering that I have forsaken Lloyd Kaufman because I had him on my show last year, and I am disgraced at myself that I forgot the amazing interview I had with him in, I think, August of last year. So Lloyd, I'm very sorry not that I forgot, but I had to put that out there. He was a great guest.
Should note, Lloyd just responded and said, "Who?"
I don't remember. I mean, I think he was he had a pen he was hitting, so I don't know. He might not remember.
Wow. Like I said, Toxic
This
Avenger
is
Part
amazing.
2 and Toxic Avenger Part 3 are going to be sold on their own if you'd like. Toxic Avenger Part 2 has 4 different versions. It's got the R-rated cut, the unrated director's cut, the VHS director's cut with Japanese subtitles, and then the extended director's cut in HD widescreen. We've got newly recorded audio commentaries with Rob Fazio and Lisa Gay, some archival audio commentaries, new detailed visual essay on Toxie Goes to Japan, hours of exclusive unarchived extras, including 7 archival news and interview segments never before released on physical media. Again, definitive to almost to a fault. It is so hard to even imagine that you're going to want to watch everything on all these discs. But if you're a big fan, you will go crazy for the releases of these. Yeah, great stuff.
Hot take on the Toxic Avenger franchise. Part 2 is my favorite.
It's a good one.
I love Part 2. It is so good. I might have to pick this up. I just might.
Part 3, The Last Temptation of Toxie. Here is the art on that one. This is just a good time. Again, 3 different versions of this. We got the 2023 director's cut. You got the 1989 unrated director's cut in SD open matte. We got a 1989 R-rated cut in SD open matte. We got a new commentary by Phoebe Legier. We got Rick Collins commentary. Like the list here.
Whoa.
Look at this list of extras. It is wild.
I mean, how many discs is this on? Is this all on one disc?
One 50 gig disc.
Holy crap.
Well, and to be fair, a lot of this stuff could only be like 4 minutes, and that's it. And it makes a whole line item.
Man.
However, it's like literally everything ever associated with the film. And if you're looking to get all of it, this is kind of the way to go. And it's a huge franchise that just got a brand new remake. That's great.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that. It's hard to even imagine.
What is I see 2015 Rabid Grannies on Blu-ray. Is that just like the announcement for it or something? That's so strange. Or is it the entire movie? Because how crazy would that be?
It's probably an associated featurette that they did. Yes.
Wow, that is a massive list of features. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane.
Excellent.
All right. I'm very curious. I was going to ask you if you had seen this one. So June 30th, we're getting a Blu-ray release from Shudder and RLJE of Night Patrol from last year. No extras on this one, but the big thing is it's Justin Long carrying on his Scream King title. Did you get to see Night Patrol?
It just dropped on Shudder, I want to say, and it's on my list to watch this weekend. I have not seen it, but Justin Long, horror movies, I'm not... I'm afraid for him. He doesn't have a great track record in horror movies, but I will watch it because it is streaming on Shudder. I thought this was this. I didn't realize it was 2025. I thought it just dropped this year. Maybe it had like a theatrical last year. Okay,
it played festivals and then probably some theatrical.
Yeah, so it's on my list. But yeah, I mean, Justin Long in horror movies, I'm in. Wait, is this a vampire movie?
It says an LAPD officer must put aside his differences with the area's street gangs when he discovers a local police task force is harboring a horrific secret that endangers the residents of the housing projects he grew up in.
Okay.
Is it vampires? It could be.
I see defang the police, so I was okay.
Well, and look at the skull too.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't. If it's vampires, man, it's yeah. I got to watch that immediately. Then okay.
It's the last night of Vampiril.
I know.
Look at that plug.
Yeah, look at that plug. I love it. Bringing it back.
Speaking of plugs, look at that transition. Last night on this channel, me and Billy Ray Bruton did a long stream on Antenna, what we are doing, plans for the rest of the year, dropped some teases, talked about our mission, our ethos, current state of the film industry, shared some things that a lot of people are probably not even fully grasping is happening. If you've missed this, I would like to suggest that you go back and watch it. I think there's some really good information here, and I would hope that this would encourage you to seek out ethical distributors, and hopefully that means you'd like to seek us out. One of the things that we're looking for is possibly some people to help us behind the scenes, and if you're interested, again, go give it a watch. About 40 minutes in, we start talking about what we could really use some help with. And if that's you and you're looking to help and you want to get involved with me in any way, info@antennareleasing.com. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to be reaching out and doing some outreach next week to get some like small teams built where people can work together to help fulfill some missions for us. We appreciate that greatly.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Next up, good luck, have fun, don't die. Coming to 4K Blu-ray and DVD in the UK on June 1st from Entertainment and Video. I have yet to see this, but I'm dying to see it. Did you get to see this?
Oh yeah, me and the wife went to the theaters to see this one. We had, I think my mom watched the kiddo, and we went to go see this one because it's Gore Verbinski's first movie in 10 years.
Yeah.
So, and it was absolutely incredible. I think my review for this one, because every now and again I put out a stupid quippy review on it, and I said Gore Verbinski coming back after a 10-year hiatus from directing to shit all over everything wrong with the U.S. is so based. I love this man. It was a great social commentary on just everything, and oh my god, main star. I can't believe I'm
Sam Rockwell.
Amazing. He was amazing. He was fantastic as this crazy homeless guy. Great aesthetics, great practical effects. I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Absolutely just unreal. Good stuff.
My question is, when is Sam Rockwell not amazing?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. He, ever since I saw him way back when it was Charlie's Angels dancing around in that scene, I was like, this man's just, he's a rock star. And he's just kept that level of consistency. So yeah, it's this is a good time. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Great cast too. Michael Pena's in this, Zazie Beetz, good stuff.
I'm glad Gore Verbinski's back. I hope after this he is here to stay because he's always been kind of great. I mean, there's no arguing that first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I mean, and he's done Rango, animated film. He's done the Ring, a horror movie. Action I mean, the man has done almost every genre he can and does it very well. So yeah, he needs to keep coming back and stay around because I miss his movies.
Agreed. Next up, one that I just heard of for the first time. We got a Blu-ray and DVD coming in the UK from Studio Canal of California Schemin'. This one may be most notable because it's directed by James McAvoy.
Interesting.
This is based on the outrageous true story. James McAvoy's directorial debut follows two Scottish lads who convince the music industry that they are an established Californian hip-hop duo called Syllabi and Brains, I think is what how they're pronouncing that. They bag a record deal and appear on MTV before their scam begins to unravel, testing their friendship to its limits. This sounds freaking fun.
No, this sounds great. Yeah, so 2025 James McAvoy's directorial debut. I'm in. I'm definitely in for this. Okay.
Dying to see this now.
Yeah.
Another UK one, May 25th on Blu-ray and DVD. We've got a release of Waste Man from last year. This is coming from Lionsgate. The big star of this one is David Johnson, who was big in The Long Walk this last year. He was an incredible actor in that. This says Taylor is branded a waste man by society, his family, and even in prison. In a world of drugs, parties, gangs, and violence, so far he's managed to keep out of trouble. However, with the arrival of new cellmate D, the chance to make early parole and get his life back are put in jeopardy. D takes a shine to Taylor and helps him reconnect with the son he's never met, giving Taylor the chance to be a dad. But behind bars, there's nothing. Behind bars, nothing comes for free. And with D's ambition to rise up and run the prison as top boy, he's not only risking Taylor's parole, he's also risking their lives.
Wow. Okay. Isn't David Johnson also? He was in Alien Romulus, right?
Correct.
Sold.
He was
Sold.
the android.
Yeah, sold then because he's 2 for 2 in my eyes. I would absolutely check this out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say cast him in everything because he is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
All right. Next up, we talked about this one recently, and I'm kind of curious to see if you had seen this. Coming on June 1st on Blu-ray and DVD in the UK from Signature Entertainment is the movie The Good Boy, which we know here in the US now as Heel. They changed the title because of last year's Good Boy. Magnolia is releasing this on Blu-ray. This is with Stephen Graham and Andrea Riseborough, and this is supposed to be pretty dang good. We've got 3 interviews on here and a set tour. So you did not see Heel or The Good Boy, it sounds like.
No, I did not. And this is from last year. That's I'm usually. I mean, I can't catch everything, but I usually try and stay on the up and up with things. But no, I did not hear about this one. Huh?
Yeah, it looks and sounds pretty dang good. Very curious about this one.
Oh wow, it's got a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and it is okay. It's rentable on Plex. I might add that to the watch list. Okay,
Nice.
very nice.
Busy night for Austin's watch list.
Oh my god.
Coming on July 7th, we got a Blu-ray and DVD from Alliance of Dead Man's Wire. This came out, depending on where you are, either late last year or early this year. This is with pretty great cast. It's Gus Van Zant's directing. We got Bill Skarsgård, Al Pacino, Coleman Domingo, Carrie Ellis, and Dacre Montgomery. Did you get to see this one?
No, but I was sold just with Skarsgård, and then you mentioned 3 other names, and it just kept getting better. I did not see this one, but if it's with Alliance, I'm sure I honestly might have a copy of it. I have 3 packages from Alliance down here I need to open.
It doesn't come out till July 7th. You don't.
Oh, okay. So then I'll probably get it in July. But no, this I'm into this as well. These are a lot of interesting releases I haven't heard of.
The movie's good.
It.
It's not great.
Okay.
I liked it. The acting is pretty good. Dacre Montgomery is really awkwardly cast in this one, and he looks a little weird.
Okay.
But the story's solid. It's based on a true story, and it sounds like for a lot of people the big holdup is that they got a lot of the actual facts. I won't say they got it wrong. They probably just straight changed them for the film.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I'm sure they knew what the facts are, but yes, it's a slightly different story. Looks good, well acted. Bill Skarsgård, kind of always amazing too.
Yeah, facts. Big
all right.
facts.
Next up, A Strange Journey, the story of Rocky Horror, getting a Blu-ray DVD release here from Alliance. This is coming July 7th, and I've heard this is great. Love Rocky Horror. Can't wait to get this. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy this. Me and my wife did an episode on this a couple years back, and we love it. I thought that was my first time seeing it. It was about 2 years ago, and it was I was actually just in a really bad mood that day, and I didn't want to watch it. I was like, and then I actually ended up being in such a better mood. Like, this movie brought me out of my like anger and sadness, and I was like, all right, this movie is gonna be something I watch every year. So I will watch the story behind all of this. I'm a very big fan of the movie. So yeah,
Cannot wait for that.
yes.
Yes. I'm so glad that we get to talk about this. June 23rd, Kino is putting out a Blu-ray of Major Pain from 1995. Now, this is the Damon Wayans film, Major Pain. The big thing here for a lot of people, this has a brand new 4K scan of the OCN. That's a brand new master, and they're only releasing it on Blu-ray. People are up in arms. The reality is this was not going to sell huge for them. The production cost alone is probably keeping that away. This has a new commentary on this by the Shape himself, Michael Myers, Nick Castle, who directed this film.
Yes, he
moderated
did.
by Douglas Hogsdale. Tell me how you feel about Major Pain, and then I'm going to go into a little bit of a diatribe.
Okay, yeah, sure. Oh man, I mean, I saw this as a young lad and always loved it. The voice he's doing is hilarious. The comedy still hits. I mean, I think I still have it on DVD, honestly. So this would be a great upgrade. And you know, comedies I don't need to be in 4K. I don't need a 4K of Major Pain. If I have a Blu-ray, that's fine. But I love this movie, and this will be day one purchase for me. Because I used to watch this frequently as a child. It was one of my favorites, and I mean, still is. I just haven't watched it in a while.
So my wife and I, we dated in 2002 for the very first time. Valentine's Day 2002. My wife was let's see, she was 12 years old at my house with me, and we watched in my bedroom together for the very first movie together, Major Pain. And
love
my
this.
God, I am buying this Blu-ray day one and showing my wife, making my kids sit through the I'm gonna put my foot in your ass and everything else. Like everything about this is so not PC, and I love it. This movie is not good, but it will be a blast to rewatch. I mean, the amount of quotes that I still think about all the time, like if he's still in there, he ain't happy. It is so much of my life.
great.
I love this. It is. I don't know. What else do I say?
What was his friend's name from the war? He's like, I can't feel my legs. And I looked down and said, you ain't got no legs. And I looked down and they were kicking in the air real fast. Oh my God, this movie's great. I can't do the voice that great, but man, this movie's so goddamn funny. Yeah, day one purchase. Absolutely.
Yep. This will be fun.
Yes.
And my kids will quote it in very inappropriate ways, I bet. All right. June 16th, Kino Lorber is putting out a Blu-ray of A Man Could Get Killed from 1966. This one is a big title because for a lot of people, this is known for having the introduction for Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra, which supposedly that's one of the main reasons why this is the first time it's ever been released on Blu-ray, was the music behind that. We get a new commentary on here by Steve Mitchell and Troy Howarth, another new commentary by mystery writer and filmmaker Max Allan Collins, with Serial at Midnight's Heath Holland also at the helm on that one. I'm sure that you've never seen A Man Could Get Killed. Any thoughts on James Garner or Frank Sinatra?
I'm a big Frank Sinatra guy. I do crank on one of his albums every now and again. I go through jazz phases every so often. So yeah, I mean, everything that I haven't heard of tonight is piquing my interest, and my watch list. I'm never going to get to everything on my watch list, but it is growing by the literal second here. So yeah, but I obviously will probably buy a lot of these physically. Got to support physical media.
More Kino on the way. On June 16th, we get a Blu-ray coming of Sidney Poitier's The Lost Man from 1969. This is a new HD master from a 4K scan of the OCN. The iconic Sidney Poitier in the heat of the night and all of that stuff stars in this gripping 1969 drama of street-style crime and justice. We get a new commentary by Julie Kurgo and Peter Henkoff. There's also a trailer on here. Seen any Poitier films?
No, I don't think so. In the heat of the night,
you should see In the Heat of the Night, or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't ring a bell, and I'm realizing that I really need to expand my scope of movies because all the stuff that I haven't heard of, I feel embarrassed that I haven't heard of this stuff. My goodness,
no reason to feel embarrassed. You can put them on your shame list.
Yes.
Shout out, Michael.
There you go. Boom. Shameless plug right there. I love it.
More for your martial arts list. June 24th, we've got another mixture of 4K and Blu-ray from Imprint of the Swordsman collection. Now, this is the second time that this has been announced, coming just like this, because Shout also did theirs for the US, where the first film was 4K, parts 2 and 3 are Blu-ray only. So I feel like something has to be going on with the elements on part 2 and 3. They would have done 4K if they could have, especially most people think part 2 is the best of these three. So I have a feeling when Arrow announces theirs, it will likely be exactly the same. This looks like a really fun set. Obviously, if you're in the US, the cheapest way to get this is probably going to be Shout or Arrow. But just give it time. Arrow will announce theirs eventually. This looks pretty good. We've got new essays from Sean Gilman, Camille Zorin in a book on this that was not in the US release of this. So if you're super keen on this, or you love steelbooks, this will be a steelbook house in this hard box. We haven't talked about this. Are you a big steelbook person?
I usually only get steel if they're like. There's a lot of times where sometimes it's. What was the one that was only on steelbook recently that I bought? They didn't release a regular 4K. Oh, the Bone Temple. There was no regular 4K release. They only did a 4K. Well, at least in the US. They did a 4K steelbook, and I'm like, I guess I have to buy that because I want it on 4K. But typically, I save 4Ks for either really, really good artwork or movies that I really enjoy. I have probably maybe 40 or 50. So it's not something I'm always. I mean, really, when Best Buy went away, I stopped buying so many steelbooks because they were the easiest place to get them in my hand, physically, instead of, because I'm always really hesitant about buying them online because they come dented and all that stuff. So I like them, and like I said, I try to save them for movies I really enjoy and someone that will package them nicely, not Amazon. I never trust them anymore.
I mean, wise for many reasons, very wise. I mean, not only the ethics, they cannot be trusted to ship a damn thing properly.
Nothing is worse than getting a steelbook in a bubble mailer and you're like, that's going to be destroyed. Perfect.
Yay, ripples.
Yay.
This was a surprise for me. So June 16th, we're getting a Blu-ray from Universal of Difficult People, the complete series. This was a Hulu series that played for 2 or 3 seasons, I believe. Starring Billy Eichner, who's always hilarious. This is a really fun release. I'm glad that they're doing this. This kind of shocking that they're coming back years later and doing this. I have a feeling the righteous reverted for them away from Hulu or something, and now they could. I love that they're doing this. It's wild. This is very interesting. I'm so stoked that we're seeing a return to some of these streaming things to get a physical release. This is awesome.
I mean, Billy Eichner, I'm and Amy Poehler. Sure, I'll check it out. That sounds incredible. Even Stranger Things is getting physical media, which is it's nice to see stuff that's only streaming get a physical release, because who knows what's going to happen with streaming in 10-20 years. So this is I'd call this a win for sure.
And we got some extras. We got some episode commentaries. We got a Vulture Festival panel, plus we got an essay, which is an ode to a beautiful friendship essay by Matt Zoller Seats. I probably am eventually going to pick this up. This looks like a solid win for me. June 9th, Universal also putting out Lorne from 2026. This is a story about Lorne Michaels. This is supposedly pretty okay, although you supposedly don't learn a ton about Lorne, but I don't know. I don't know if you like SNL or grew up in that oeuvre, I guess. Like so many people in that area just kind of put out tons of stuff. I like a lot of it. I like the pop culture aspect. Are you into Saturday Night Live at all?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I like I don't really keep up with it now, but the heyday of Chris Farley and Sandler and all that stuff. Like, I have the best of so many SNLs that I watch. But yeah, I remember hearing about this one. I think I got a screener from Pixel Scene. I just didn't have time to get around to it, but I do want to check it out. I think it had like one showing at my theater and I couldn't make it out. So
I get it.
Killer Alley. Oh, interesting. What that guy just commented.
Yes. Cam is saying that the Taiwan cut of the Killer, I believe it's the Taiwanese cut of the Killer limited edition 4K set, doesn't allow you to pause, skip, or rewind. It's advised to contact Arrow. I will check that out as soon as I get mine. Pretty interesting. All right. The very first time of this indie upstart film called The Evil Dead finally coming to physical media. July 7th, we are getting a 4K steelbook from Sony Pictures for the first time ever of 1981's The Evil Dead. Yes, this is the about 814th time that this has been released on physical media. This has been out of print for some time, which is why it's coming back in. And I believe Sam and Bruce just got the rights back to this, which is why it's coming out through Sony, which it had not before. So nothing really new on the disc other than if you got the original version of this, it didn't have Dolby Vision. This one does. And the 2-channel mono sound is on here. Any thoughts on this movie, The Evil Dead?
Oh, it's a classic. I love it. I'm wondering, do they have they do. Okay. Presented in 1:3:3:1. Yeah. They actually just played it at my theater, local theater, and they played the 60mm 1:3:3:1, I guess NC-17 cut. Yep. So that's really cool. But yeah, I'll definitely be buying this because I only have a Blu-ray and I could use the upgrade, and it's a steelbook that has a really cool cover art. So I am in. Yeah. I love this movie.
Yeah, this is pretty great cover art. Digging this for sure.
Is the English 5.1, is that new? Is that a new sound mix?
The 5.1 is not a new sound mix, I don't believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember.
Let's talk about Umbrella. Austin, are you an Umbrella fan?
I love Umbrella. This is so expensive. I don't have the money. It's like even the cheap ones, like 155. I want it. I
No,
just,
it's 165.
it's even worse. No, I really want this. I love Umbrella. I buy a lot of their stuff, especially their box sets. I don't think I'm gonna make this one just because of the price. And we've had a lot of house issues, but it is an incredible release for sure to get all of them on 4K, and you get a VHS with the fancier bundle. So hell yeah.
So yes,
Absolutely.
August 26th, Umbrella in Australia is releasing a 4K set of all of the Hatchet films, all four, including Victor Crowley.
Love
If you
it.
buy the more expensive bundle, you also get a VHS of the first film. All four films are all uncut. All of them have Dolby Vision. All of them are going to have brand new extras. They've got this ongoing documentary with tons of new interviews with everybody. I adore the series. I know a lot of people didn't seem to love it, but I feel like this is a modern classic that doesn't get enough not even just like not enough love. I don't think it gets enough credit for doing
Yeah.
new things, which it really should. I kind of think Kane Hodder is incredible in this. The
Yeah.
creature they made for Victor Crowley is amazing. The setting is new and exciting and so well done. Adam Green is just a fun director. I really want all four of these in 4K with new extras because I love these.
Mhm.
I do not want to pay $165 for the set, which it is. And then if you
Yeah.
buy the one with the VHS, it's $195. This is crazy.
It
And I
is a
gotta
bit
be honest,
much.
just for 4K and a little bit of new extras, when you can get all four of them on a Blu-ray steelbook for $40,
Yeah.
that is a massive uptick in cost.
I mean, granted, they're not 4K, but the Full Moon Frights that they're putting out, I think the collector's edition was like $90, and that's 4 movies. It's so
Yeah.
165 is a little steep. I'm wondering though, because they do this every now and again, where they'll put out these collector's editions, and then eventually, like the Terrifier movies, they only had bundles, and then they started selling them individually without all the extra, stripped down. So maybe they'll do that. I would like to see that because really I just want the movies. I don't need all the extras. If they could do like a $90 version or something, because 165 is very steep for 4 movies. Yeah, but maybe one day. Maybe
It's a
one
lot.
day.
That being said, they will absolutely, I shouldn't say absolutely, they will most likely be putting out just a solid 4K set without the hard box, without the booklets, without all that other stuff, and it will likely only be like $100.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'll wait for that because this is a little much.
Even that's too expensive though.
Yeah, it's still a little pricey. Did they have a new? Okay, new 4K Dolby Vision. Okay, I wasn't sure if they had any new sound mixes or anything. Probably not.
I don't believe there is any new sound. No.
A lot of new features though. Wow.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
lots of new
Good
features.
stuff.
Also from them on that same day is a Blu-ray release of Manhunt from 1976. This is outrageously over the top, and it is let's see, the fugitive thriller epic to rival all that followed. You've got Ken Takakura in this. This is going to be the limited version that's from the Umbrella site. You get a 48-page booklet, behind-the-scenes materials, and essays. The hard box, of course, with this. You've got 8 original and replica lobby cards. You've got a reversible poster with the original art, audio commentary with Patrick Macias, international cut that's 117 minutes, Modern Samurai, Matthew Carter on Ken Takakura and the Art of Silence, plus a trailer. Solid movie. From what I've heard, I've not been able to see this, but this looks like a really, really great release of this movie.
Yeah.
Damn good story from what it sounds like. I'm kind of keen on this one, maybe even more so than the Hatchet. So.
I've also been really getting into, especially this year, just really getting into 70s movies. They just have, there's just so many different subgenres in the 70s that I'm learning, and I see this is 76, so this will be added to the list. What's up, Force 5 podcast? Very nice. Yeah, I want to check this out as well. Fugitive thriller epic. I will, yes. Now another movie adding to the list. Just to keep up with all of these, my goodness.
Yeah, try posting all the announcements. It's not fun. Are you into anime at all?
I have. You can
just say no. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I've tried. Really, Pokemon and Dragon Ball is about it for me. I've tried other things. It's just a little too over the top for me.
Pokemon and Dragon Ball are even too much for me. So I'm going to fly through these. All of these are coming on June 30th. They're all coming from Discotech. We've got When They Cry Ray. This is season 3 from 2009. We've got When They Cry Kai, season 2 from 2007. We've got Lupin the Third Specials Collection number 2, which covers from 1994 to 1998. We've got Lady Oscar Rose of Versailles, the complete collection from 1979 to 1980. And then they get a little bit different. We got Kamen Rider Stronger. This is from 1975. I think they only have one more of these tokusatsu releases that are Kamen Rider left. So keep an eye on that if you're into the toku stuff. Then some of their live action stuff. We got Hanayori Dango Final. This is from 2008. It is supposedly pretty good. And then we've got Pat Labor, the Mobile Police. This is the OVA series from 1988 and 1989. I know some people that were waiting on that one. And then the two of this entire drop that I said, you know what? This sounds pretty good. We've got Nana. This is a 2005 film. This is going to be Japanese language, English subbed, region locked at region A, of course. But this is supposed to be pretty damn great. It's about two girls, both named Nana. While they share the same name, they couldn't be more different. Nana Komatsu follows her boyfriend to Tokyo in the hopes of making a new start, while Nana Osaki, who arrives in the city at the same time, is a punk rock beauty who has the ambition of making it big in the world of rock and roll. Although these two young women come from different backgrounds, they quickly become best friends while chasing their happiness and dreams. Now, if that's not enough for you, they're also putting out Nana 2, which is from the next year, and you can get all of those on the same day, June 30th. Are you going to pre-order all of those?
Oh, you know it. Yeah, all of those. I mean, Nana does sound funny. I think it's hilarious that there's a second one too.
Yeah, and it's based off a manga too, so you can pick that up and just complete the full collection.
Okay. All right.
Next, Kino, July 14th. They are putting out A Man Named Rocco, Jean-Paul Belmondo. This is going to have a 2021 4K restoration by Studio Canal. Are you into any of the French crime films like this?
I don't think I've gotten into those yet, honestly. That's probably next for me since I'm kind of going backwards into the 70s. So definitely sounds interesting. I'm sure this is right up Michael's alley, honestly. This is something that he would probably recommend to me.
Probably. This has new audio commentary by Max Allen Collins and Heath Holland from Serial at Midnight. Next up, another one from this year, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, the most awkwardly titled sequel of the last 3 years. This is coming out from Disney/Fox/Searchlight Pictures on Blu-ray and DVD only on June 16th. You got a handful of bonus features here. We got a Game Goes On making of Ready or Not 2, which is a 4-part behind-the-scenes featurette. Whoa. You got a gag reel. You got the rules of the game. But the big thing, 2 commentaries on this film.
Nice.
Which for a modern horror movie, it's rare to get one.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to say it's weird that this isn't getting a 4K. Keep in mind, the first one never got a 4K. The only place in the world that got a 4K is over in Finland. If you're wanting Ready or Not in 4K, you have to import from Finland. I would not expect this to get a 4K anytime soon. It is a Disney title. I would not expect the first one to get a 4K anytime soon. Disney's not really updating anything like that within the, ever at this point.
No. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I love this one. Good stuff. 4-part miniseries, or not miniseries, 4-part special behind the scenes featurette. Yeah. And a gag reel. I miss gag reels at the end of movie. Oh my God. I miss those. So I love those when those are included.
Mozart's Ghost in the chat says, everything after Major Pain is just a bonus. I agree. Thanks, Mozart.
Couldn't have said it better.
Oh my goodness. This one was exciting for a moment today and then a little less exciting. June 30th, we are getting a 4K Blu-ray CD Steelbook from Blue Underground, which is of Fire and Ice from Ralph Bakshi from 1983. Now, the hard part here is not only is this disappointing to me that it's only available in the Steelbook, but it's also an MVD website exclusive. You cannot get this anywhere else. And they did say in a response on Facebook that they are not planning to put this out in just an Amaray case. So if you want Fire and Ice on 4K, you have to buy the Steelbook. Now, good film in a lot of people's minds. It's nowhere near my favorite Bakshi. In fact, one of my least favorite Bakshis. But I do want to see the 4K. That's the hard part. But a Steelbook from Blue Underground? What are we doing?
Have they done a steel?
No.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember a time they'd released one. That's a decision. That's for sure. Huh. Okay.
Not only a steelbook for the first time, also an MVD website exclusive. MVD, who historically does not ship all that well.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
No, I don't
so
know
this
what to
one,
think about that.
we've got Dolby Atmos on here. We've
Okay.
got UHD 4K, of course. We got this in widescreen. We got an audio commentary with Ralph Bakshi that's not new, obviously. We've got a new piece, the Frank Farzetta Legacy with Sarah Farzetta. We got a new piece, Frank Farzetta's Fire and Ice with Robert Rodriguez for this one. Some other archival extras, and then a new poster and stills gallery, plus a bonus Fire and Ice original motion picture soundtrack CD. However, if you want the there is a bonus documentary that came on the old DVD.
Mhm.
That is not on this disc, and it was on the old Blue Underground release of this, and
Perfect.
everything sucks about that. Like, we can't even upgrade and retain everything unless you retain the old release.
Wow. I wonder what happened here. I mean, honestly, all I have is questions.
Yes, it's Frazetta. Sorry, Stan. I'm reading quickly. I'm trying to read comments and look at the same time. I'm sorry. Yes, Fire and Ice. Odd that this is a website exclusive. Odd that it's $60. Odd that this is the only way to get it.
$60. Whew.
Good gosh.
Woo, man. These steelbooks are
$60
getting
plus shipping.
Oh, God. Steelbooks are getting outrageous for 50 and $60. Come on. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, the art on this looks great. Believe me,
Yeah.
I bet
Yeah.
this steelbook is going to be amazing. But $60.
Yeah, that's a lot. Too much.
Pass.
Mm.
June 30th, we are getting a 4K Blu-ray and DVD in the UK from Dazzler Media of Half Man from 2026. This is from Richard Gadd, the creator of Baby Reindeer, and this has in it Jamie Bell, who supposedly is pretty good in this. This is a 2-disc set, and yeah, I don't know anything else about this. Have you even heard about this?
I have not even heard about this one.
Join the team. Next
All
up,
right.
Hammer, releasing soon, is going to be putting out a 4K and Blu-ray dual format release of X the Unknown. This is going to be one of their big black like linen boxes that they've been doing, which are massive. This is a really solid looking release of this. I love the Quatermass films. I've never seen X the Unknown. I absolutely need to. Solid looking disc. Again,
Yeah.
all of these features going to be on the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc. They did explain for the first time that the Blu-ray discs in this are region locked, but the 4Ks, of course, are region free.
Right.
You get a 4-disc set. You've got all kinds of writing on this, all kinds of new extras, all kinds of archival extras, documentaries, 120-page booklet. Have you gotten any of this stuff from Hammer yet?
No, I haven't gotten anything directly from Hammer, but I will have to check this out because this is one that's been on my list for quite some time, and yeah, I might have to pick this up. Okay, I'm glad to see Hammer still doing stuff. Look at them go! I love it.
Cute little Hammer. Keep up the good work,
Keep
pal.
going. Oh yeah, I mean, Let Me In was a Hammer film, which when I put that on before watching Let the Right One In, I was like, what the I didn't realize that was a Hammer film. So yeah, keep going, Hammer. I'll have to go to their website and poke around there.
That is it for
All right.
announcements for this week, but let's go to this other tab to talk about what's coming out next week. In case you forgot, releasing tomorrow, I'm only going to highlight one thing, and that is Endless Ecstasy Volume 1 from the Ultra Flesh Archives. And the reason I'm highlighting that is to tell everybody that tomorrow night, I've got Mark Murray, the owner of the Ultra Flesh Archives, live on this channel for my first live interview ever to talk about not only Ultra Flesh Archives, but the other stuff that he has done in the industry, which is kind of crazy. He used to have a collectibles website. He also wrote an incredible book. He's an expert on Rudy Ray Moore. He's contributed commentaries and lots of other stuff. Check it out. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be a good time. Next Tuesday, though, we've got a 4K coming of Alice in Wonderland from Disney. We've got all those site exclusives from Shout that they determined, maybe not so site exclusive. Those are now being released widely. We got a Blue Thunder 4K from Arrow next week. We've got Stray Dog 4K from Criterion. Welcome to Derry 4K Steelbook from Warner Brothers. How'd you feel about Welcome to Derry?
honestly thought it was one of the greatest first seasons of a show. Honestly, I was blown away. Sure, the CG is wonky, but it's forgivable because what they're creating is pure nightmare fuel. I loved it.
Speaking of nightmare fuel, Gilmore Girls, the complete series, comes out next week. It was a fun transition. I had to. I got nothing against Gilmore Girls. Magnolia's release of the Pusher Trilogy 4K comes out next week. GI Samurai from Arrow next week. The Wuthering Heights 4K that came out this year will be out on disc. Goat on 4K from this year will be there. Top Gun 4K Steelbook getting released because that's a brand new to physical media.
Wow.
It's not.
I know.
It's 800 times, and that's just since last Tuesday. Girls on 4K from Cult Epics. The Blue Thunder complete series to match that Arrow 4K. We've got Luc Besson's Dracula if you want something else to skip due to pedophiles. We've got It Came from Outer Space on 4K Steelbook. Shoestring Slashers Volume 2 from TerraVision should be shipping soon. We've got Death of a Gunfighter from Kino. 90s Nightmares Volume 1 is going to be shipping here soon from TerraVision. The Guard of Eden from Flicker Alley. We've got Obex from Oscilloscope, which I showed earlier. You can get that. Mistress Dispeller from Oscilloscope as well. Conversation Piece from the Raro Video Collection. We've got Charlie XCX Alone Together. White Zombie from Filmmasters, which you showed earlier. And Youngblood, if you're into that. Anything else that you got coming from next week?
I don't think so. I know I'm going to get the Terror Within double feature because I have the first one, but I didn't even know there was a second one. So, yes. Some good stuff coming out. Very exciting.
Every single week, there's good stuff, it feels like.
I know.
All right. We are looking at the movie theater experience tonight. The movie theater experience combined with social media and Letterboxd and how all of these things are mixing and creating something that we would both look at sometimes as maybe not so fun. How do you feel about the theatrical experience in 2026?
It's been very bizarre. And this is just based on my experience in the theater. I'm not saying this is true fact or anything, but I'm getting to the point where I feel like people don't know how to enjoy popcorn flicks anymore. That's why I wanted to talk about They Will Kill You. I don't necessarily think it's a popcorn flick, but it was so stylized and so over the top with the gore, combining blaxploitation, kung fu, just all of this stuff. And it was really funny. Me and my wife were the only people in a theater full of 20, 30 people laughing. We're cackling hysterically. Not a peep from anybody else. And I'm like, I know I'm pretty easy to please, but it just felt so weird. And that's happened 3 other times. Ready or Not 2. I seem to be the only person enjoying that one. Last year, The Toxic Avenger, same thing. It's just very bizarre. Movie going for me has been extremely weird lately. Scared to Death was another one. It's not a great movie by any means. It's a Lin Shaye, B movie, but it was still funny. And I'm the only person laughing in the theater. So it's like either people are just going to the movies and watching things blindly and not knowing what they're getting into, or I don't know what it is. But the theatrical experiences have not been great from a audience for the audience that I'm with. Maybe I just keep getting duds for audiences. I don't know. But it has happened more than it ever has this year. And I just don't know why that is. I don't know if it's, again, people don't know how to enjoy things, or if it's just they're not at the right time at the right movie. But it's been a weird year for me. I don't know if anybody else out there can relate. I know my wife can, and that's it. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I don't think it's just this year. I feel like it's post-COVID. I think a lot of people have learned to or forgotten how to be human in a way. Like a lot of the interactions are different. One of the big things that we probably should caveat before we go into this, I feel like a big part of this is location dependent. A lot of the bigger cities seems to have more of the disrespect, I feel like, kind of poured onto to interesting situations. Some theaters have a disregard for common courtesy and rules altogether. Some don't seem to have a problem. I also feel like a lot of places, if you are smaller towns, if you are in an area that it's more of a privilege when you get to go to a movie theater, a lot more people are respectful about things. But God, the amount of times last year, did you see the movie Nuremberg last year?
No, I did not.
So Nuremberg is about World War II. It's about Nazis. It's about the Holocaust. It's about all these atrocious things. It is a very serious, like very sobering movie.
Mhm.
We had somebody sitting next to us laughing throughout Nuremberg.
Oh,
Yeah, quite an
yikes.
awkward experience last year.
Okay.
The other thing is, yeah, I've been in some screenings, especially in LA, where it's a very funny movie, and a
Mhm.
lot of people just silent, and it's like the audience thinks they're better than the movie or something like that. I don't know what to think about it.
The only thing I've come to as some sort of an answer is I feel we're in this day and age of just complete oversaturation with media on our phones, our TV. Everyone wants this movie to blow them away in some aspect. Like everything is just has to be new. Everything has to be groundbreaking. And it's like that's just not the case. We're you know how many times the same movie has been done over and over again? I mean, we're gonna hit a point where fresh ideas are gonna be very hard to come up with. But I don't know. It just feels like, from my perspective, that people just aren't satisfied with what's coming out, or they just don't know how to shut their brain off and have fun. Like They Will Kill You is very much a just shut your brain. Watch the insanity. It's a satanic cult, and Patricia Arquette plays a villain. What's his face? Draco Malfoy. He's in this movie. And I guess I just don't understand. And it's weird because usually with horror movies, that's when I have the best experience. I remember when I saw Evil Dead Rise back in 2023, that was one of the greatest theatrical experiences I had had in a while. The whole theater was just on edge. But lately, it's doesn't matter what genre it is. It's just people just seem like they're uninterested to be at the theater. And I don't, it's just very bizarre because the theaters are pretty expensive. I have the $25 a month at AMC and you can go watch, 4 movies or whatever. So it's not that expensive for me, but I don't know. It's very bizarre. It makes me not want to go to the movies, but I want to see brand new stuff. So I'm going to go.
I agree fully. And yeah, I mean, last year I saw almost 130 films in the theater for all
That's
of last
impressive.
year.
Wow.
And out of all of those, I would say I had less than 10 bad experiences,
Okay.
which is a pretty great ratio in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things. I can't really complain about that. But the ones that were bad were like real bad. Like bad is something that I can tolerate and not want to throw a rock at somebody's face. But the 10 that I'm classifying as bad are laughing at Nuremberg bad. That's pretty bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about is how social media has affected that. Now, one
Mhm.
thing that I wanted to bring up here is Letterboxd. I love Letterboxd. You love Letterboxd. A lot of people in the chat love Letterboxd. I certainly don't love how it feels like to me we've lost the art of understanding that most films are 2 to 3 star films.
Yeah.
Most films are 2 to 3 star films. It should be, fairly common to see 2 to 3 star films. If you are expecting every movie to be perfect or the worst, most atrocious movie you've ever seen, you're gonna share that outcome in a way that is a little colored before you go into it. So, like,
Right.
why are you going to the movie? It doesn't make much sense if you're leaning into that. But it's just hot take culture, which I feel like people are just looking to get clicks on social media at this point.
It's the rage bait for me too. That. Oh my God, the TikTok rage bait and people just saying things to provoke people. And it's getting to the point now I'm so desensitized to it where someone will post something and I'm like, is this rage bait? Can you just tell me so I can move on with my like my day? But yeah, I mean, even on Letterboxd, if there's movies that haven't even come out yet that people are complaining about, and it's like, how do we complain about something that we have not seen yet? That makes no sense to me. I can look at something and say, I know it might not be good, but I'm not going to be like, oh, this looks like a big, POS. I'm never going to go see this. It's just such a weird way if you love movies to act. I love movies and I want to go into every movie expecting to enjoy it. And obviously that's not going to happen, which is fine. But I just feel like there's people out there that just say they like movies, but then they just, end up dumping all over them for whatever reason. And it's very apparent on social media. I mean, anytime somebody shares like their favorite, like, their Halloween rankings or whatever, everybody in the comments, this is a dumb list. Oh, this is stupid. Oh, you're so wrong. It's their opinion. Like, that's just the thing. People are too comfortable being complete jerks online for no reason. Like if I see someone's Halloween rating and I'm like, that's interesting. I'm like, what makes you put this one up at number 1 and number 2? or something like that. I tried to engage with them rather than saying this is a shit list, because it's not my list at the end of the day. So social media has just become so toxic in the horror community, which usually is a very, we're a very clicked in group usually, except on social media. So,
well, even then, I mean, the whole point of something like a list like that should be discussion. And I think a lot of the things that people have lost is the ability to respond in a way that's not just you're wrong, I'm right. And so much of our lives is that. I mean, politics is that, religion is turned into that,
Yep.
movie taste is that, the choice of how you parent your kids is that, the where you live is somehow that, the car you buy is that, which
Yeah.
that's the free will aspect should be a big part of that until you are encroaching on the free will of others. And when it's your opinion is shit, you're no longer allowing them to have that free will.
Yeah, like the list I made has nothing to do with you and your opinions. It's my opinion, or it's someone else's opinion, and it's not about you. It's about the person posting it. So why are we engaging and fighting about stuff in a horror group where we're supposed to just be coming together and talking about things that we love? So I've just had to leave some of the ones that are just so toxic. Plus, if I post any of my rankings, I'll just get torn to pieces, because I apparently have very, very controversial rankings for franchises. But what most people don't know is that I got into horror so late, I ended up seeing remakes before originals. So I grew an attachment to the remake before I saw the original. So that's why a lot of my lists are very controversial. So I don't share them. But yeah, it's just we're in this weird spot, I think, where everyone is always online and being too comfortable, just bullying people for no reason. Because we wouldn't do this in public. If I was like, oh, I loved Halloween 3, it's like my favorite one in the franchise, and to someone in public, they'd be like, I certainly wouldn't get yelled at or say that's a shit opinion. Like, I don't think so. People are just so comfortable being mean online, and it's turned into, like I said, such a toxic environment that I find myself avoiding Facebook and stuff like that. I'll go to Instagram and TikTok to post, interact with my followers, and that's pretty much it anymore, because I just don't need the drama of people that I don't even know telling me that my taste is shit.
Yeah.
What's the point?
The other aspect of that is how many people don't even know the difference between a fact and an opinion. The number of people that are sharing in my opinion, this was made in 1983 or whatever, is like, that's not how an opinion works. Like, we don't get to choose that. That is not an opinion.
Right. Yeah. There is a big discourse between fact and opinion. That is something else. But yeah, I don't know. That's why I just stick to the people that are in my small circle, even if we don't agree on something. Like me and Corey, the co-host of Frightmares, he hated The Mummy. I loved it, and we talked about it. He gave me his reasons for what he didn't like. I gave me my reasons for what I did like. Neither one of us is trying to convince the other to sway their opinion. And we had an hour and a half conversation that'll be up on YouTube tomorrow. And it was a great conversation. We still kept our the same ratings that we had at the beginning that we did at the end. And I think that's something we should be able to do as as a film culture, is to be able to discuss completely different opinions and not yell at each other about them,
Right.
Fact, I saw a film, opinion is the rest. Exactly.
For the most part.
Yeah.
You can't have an opinion on who was in it. Anyways. There's so much more we could talk about behind this, but to make it slightly positive for a moment, what's some of your favorite theatrical experiences? Some of the best crowds you've been a part of?
Oh man, I did. I got to go to the Letterboxd diary here. I know when I saw Undertone for the first time this year, it was like a 10:30 showing. It was in Dolby, because I knew I wanted to see that in the highest quality audio format that I could. Some would argue IMAX has better, because I think it's like a 14:1, but Dolby has the over the head Atmos. And Undertone, I had people next to me, because it was just me, and I went there alone at night, having not slept for like 40 hours. And everyone around me, we were all just hunched up, and everyone was dead silent. And I looked around, and I'm like, okay, it was such a great experience, because everyone was locked into the movie, and I knew we were all experiencing the same exact fear from that movie. So that was a great theatrical experience this year. I mentioned Evil Dead Rise. That was a couple years ago. Great audience. That was a great cinematic experience. And then there was one that my Letterboxd won't load right now, There was one from last year that was a really good experience as well. Like I love when I have a good experience, but I just feel for some reason they're just not happening as much. But when you get that good crowd, another one I can think of was the Joker, from what was that, 3 or 4 years ago. That was a great audience, and I yelled out loud when a certain moment happened with Robert De Niro.
I hate to be the
Exclaimed at
bearer
the
of
top
bad
of my
news.
lungs.
Didn't Joker
What?
come out like 5 years ago at this
Was it?
point?
Oh, God, was it 5 years ago?
Or more? Like, it feels so much older than that. I don't even
Ah.
remember exactly when. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I always want to have, and I always have fun at the theater. I don't let anybody around me impact my experience. If no one's laughing, that's fine. I'm gonna sit here and cackle. Sorry for being loud.
Joker
But
is 7 years ago.
oh,
that is
7 years ago.
pre-pandemic, Austin.
Oh, you know what I do miss though is when theaters came back after the pandemic. At least my theater, they had where you pick a seat and then they block out the seats next to you. That was like prime time for movies. I love that. What about you? I know you said you went to 130 last year. Any notable ones for you?
Last year was great. There was a handful that were amazing. I really loved. There was one screening of Sentimental Value that I went to last year. Loved the movie,
Okay.
and the best part is afterwards we were just sitting there, kind of like floored by what we just saw. And there was a couple sitting next to me, and they were like, "Man, the crowds here were so nice." And they looked over, and we were just still sitting there, and we just started talking. And it's these people that I'd never met
Mhm.
before, and we just sat there and discussed the film, discussed what we liked. We both laughed that they showed Irreversible on the DVD cover and all that stuff. It was a really great time just to see like we're both, interacting like that. That being said, twice in the last 3 months, I've been able to go to film festivals. And I got to say,
Nice.
since it's coming out soon, I kind of wanted to give a shout out to the movie The Furious, which is coming out from Lionsgate, I think, at the end of May. It's this
Yes.
Asian action movie that's over the top gory, that's amazing. It's this beautiful revenge movie. And as a festival crowd, the amount of like, oh, that you hear 95 people shouting at the same time, and people are like, oh shit. It was just like the buzz coming out of everything was huge. Everybody's happy, everybody's cringing at the right time, everybody's laughing, everybody's just excited to feel that murmur growing as the movie
Mhm.
keeps getting better and better. It's a blast. Please go check out The Furious, and hopefully it does well, because man, that is a great crowd pleaser movie. People are gonna love that one.
Yeah, that trailer had me all in when my wife actually found that one. She showed it to me. I was like, oh, whenever this comes to theaters, we gotta go check
Yeah.
that out because it looks great. I'm trying to think of the other one I had. There was a couple more I can remember. I think they were from 2025. Oh, yeah, 28 years later was one of the greatest experiences last year for me. I know that one's pretty divided. It seems people like Bone Temple more, but saw that one in Dolby as well. Crowd was just so into it. Weapons was another one. Saw that one in IMAX, and everyone was just locked into that movie. And then Sinners, of course, another great crowd. Last year was definitely some really good crowds and some really solid movies as well. I think that's it that I can remember. Oh, and then the Monkey. A lot of people. We had a good a good group for the Monkey, and we were all laughing during that movie. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of positive experiences, and I hope to continue to have more. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the culture.
So to ask on that, is the theatrical experience fucked? Like, is this or is it gone? Is there a point where we can come back to this? How do you feel?
I went to visit my Michael, name dropping him again, in Wisconsin, and he took me to the Oriental Theater, which is a historic theater, and there it was just such a different experience. Nobody was on their phone. Nobody said a word. It was the most polite group of people, and we saw two movies there. We saw No Other Choice, Park Chan-wook, and The Testament of Anli on 70 millimeter. And I think it really is. It goes back to what you said. Where you are, I think, is a big factor in that. I'm in Orlando, just outside of Orlando. Florida as a whole,
land of class. No, that's what it's known for.
it's just not the greatest. And I think that also weighs into it. We go to the theater in Altamont, which is outside of it's definitely I wouldn't say classy, but it's not as crazy as Orlando gets. So I really do think location has a lot to do with it. But I don't know. I think I might have to start going to some smaller theaters like the Enzion, because people that are going to the Enzion are going there because they want to see that movie. They do throwback movies. They do a lot of 35 millimeter prints. But it seems like AMC's, at least, I don't know. For me, it just might be, they might be fucked. I don't know. There was also that whole thing around COVID where they were losing money, and I guess now they're not. So we'll have to see if the year keeps playing out the same way. I'm just gonna have to really pick and choose what I go see, because nothing is worse than getting just a bad theater. You know what I mean? It's like, it kind of doesn't ruin the experience, but it's like, I wish everyone was enjoying this as much as I was. So yeah.
As somebody deeply invested in this, literally running a distribution company that is seeking to put films in theaters all across the world, not just the US, I think we are far from dead. I think the most important thing here right now is the difference in movie theaters. Smaller independent cinemas, chains that are respectful and providing a service that other chains are not, theaters that are truly eventizing the cinema is something that I think is going to keep it from failing. Now, the hard part here is now you got to seek that out. It's not as easy as AMC A-List, where you're only paying, $23 a month to get 4 films a week, and that's great. And I still have A-List. I got nothing against that. I will promote that as long as I can. Please support it. But I would still, at any night, much rather go to an indie cinema, primarily because people that are there, they want to be there. They're doing this intentionally. If you go to a Cinemark on a Friday night at 9 p.m., the people that are there is because it's date night, and that was inevitable. They knew they wanted to have a date night at the movie theater. There are people there to escape their parents. There are people there to see the brand new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, whatever it is. Like, they're there for the most mainstream of reasons. If you seek out eventized theater experiences, you'll see things like road shows like we're doing. You're going to find a film where a director is there doing a Q&A. You're going to find films that are not going to make $150 million this year at the box office. They might make $150,000, and that's a huge rollout for them. If you seek out some of these smaller films, you're likely going to have a better experience. And the reality is, fucking Jumanji 3 will be on Netflix in 4 months, and you can watch that there. Some of these other smaller films, you'll never get that chance. If you make that the experience that you seek out of the theater, you'll likely have a better time.
Well, and I think that's what's important about what you're doing, is you're putting out movies that are going to draw an audience, because there's definitely a market for that. Like Stolen Kingdom sounds so incredible, and when it comes to the Enzion, you bet your ass I'm going to be there. So it is
in like 10 days, by the way. Check it out.
Oh, in 10 days? Oh my God. Okay.
12 days, something like that.
Okay. I've been hawking their page for a while, so I'll have to go get tickets before they're sold out. But what you're doing is great, because you're bringing things that haven't really had the chance and giving them a chance in a place that I think they will thrive, because putting that at an AMC, it's not going to do anything. There's 15 other movies there. So bringing them to places who celebrate film and film culture and people that want to be there because they want to be there, I think that's going to be extremely successful. And on the other hand, with AMC, is something that my AMC does, which I really love, is on, I think, Fridays and Saturdays after 7 p.m., you have to be accompanied by an adult, which is the greatest rule ever. So unless you're over 18 or don't have an adult, then you cannot get into the movie theater if it's rated R. It's an amazing rule. I mean, I still don't go on Fridays and Saturdays because it's a terrible crowd. But it's nice that they're trying to prevent, young little kids from getting in there and raising hell. So that's what I appreciate. But I very much commend what you're doing, and will be whatever you're sending my way down here, like at the Enzion. Yeah, I'll be there. I will be there to support whatever you guys are putting down here.
They are a partner. Lots will play there. And Stolen Kingdom, and I should say, like, Stolen Kingdom is not going to be a quiet crowd. They are going to be, it's a very laugh out loud, funny documentary. It's probably the funniest documentary I've ever seen, genuinely.
Wow,
it's I mean, every movie has I won't say like a proper response, but I mean, quiet movies should be fairly quiet. A funny movie should get some laughs. A scary movie, gasps and screams might be normal, but you don't want people just being obnoxious. And party crowds are gonna have their place. Like Jackass, that is one of my favorite theatrical experiences ever, is the Jackass movies, because they're a blast. They've never been They've never been quiet. They've never been stoic. And I wouldn't want that. You want it to be uproariously funny. It's an amazing film when you watch it like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because because it's all people like us that grew up on that. I don't know what the kids are into nowadays, but I know when I was growing up, it was Jackass, and it's all those millennials that are out there wanting to see it because it gives us nostalgia. Like, these guys are still doing this, and they're like in their 50s, and they're still beating the shit out of each other, and they're doing another one this year, I think, right? Jackass, whatever it is. And I'm like, me and my buddy, we saw the last one, and I was like, we're seeing this one, right? He's like, oh yeah, we're going to see this.
100%. And I will be there sat day one.
Yeah, absolutely. Dead center and whatever theater they have to offer. So yeah, you'll get a good experience with certain movies like that because the crowd that comes out, they want to be there. I doubt it's just some random person going there like, oh, Jackass, the fifth one. What is that? That would be very weird, but that's just me. So I'm very excited for that one.
I wouldn't even know how to respond to somebody like that. All right. Let's throw out one final question before we leave. Rep title that you would love to see in theaters that you've never had a chance to see. Give me a title.
Something that I've never been able to see. Ooh, God. You're asking me questions that are making my ADHD go all over the place. I guess I would assume it'd have to be something older because I've been in theaters for decades at this point. I'm trying to think, probably something from the 80s. They did a Friday the 13th in 3D at Regal that I missed, even though I heard the 3D was kind of shit. I'd probably want to see, and this is just such a basic answer, because I've seen The Shining, I've seen Reanimator, but I think I would like to see at least one Friday the 13th in theaters. That's the best I'm coming up with right now. I'm sure I'd have a much deeper cut. Chopping Mall would be something I'd love to see in theaters.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I'm trying to just think of some of the deep cut movies I like, but it would definitely have to be something older, something that maybe they've done like a restoration on. Like that's what they did for Reanimator. That was their 40th anniversary, and it was the 4K that they put out for who did that one? Ignite Films. That's the 4K. Yeah, that's the 4K that they use. So I would definitely have to go with an older movie for sure. So I'm gonna say Chopping Mall, maybe Dream Warriors. That might be fun. All of my movies are mainstream, and I feel like such a basic bitch right now. I know there's something I'm not thinking of, but something
like
that.
A mainstream title too.
Okay.
I think the one as I asked that, I knew I had to have an answer. I think the one that I would love to see, which it's not a movie that I don't like, but I also love how there are so many movies that I've seen that have increased my appreciation once I've seen them on a big screen. Now this is gonna be odd because this is a movie that I love. I truly do love this movie. However, I think if I were finally able to see Candyman on the big screen, I would put that like maybe into my top 10 or 15 horror of all time because I love that movie. Tony Todd is incredible in that movie. Big screen Candyman sounds incredible.
Yeah, I could go for that. Were you a fan of the remake?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Nia DaCosta did great. Obviously, she pulled it back out for this 28 years later sequel. Yep. I don't know what she does gets hate. I think it's well made.
All right, here are two not deeper cuts, but two other movies that I'd love to see. Blowout, Brian De Palma, because the sound design on that is incredible. And I'd also love to see my favorite John Carpenter film, Prince of Darkness. That's another one that I would like to see.
So historically, Prince of Darkness is the movie that I didn't really like until I saw it on the big screen, and then I loved it.
See, there you go. Yeah, that movie, it's like so not John Carpenter, but it's so John Carpenter at the same time. It's my favorite film he's done, and I know everyone's favorite is usually Halloween, but there's just something about that giant vat of goo and the ethereal essence of Satan. It just gets me every time. So I'd go with any one of those would be that would be what I pick.
And
so all those five.
Good choices. Solid. I would love to see any of those that I haven't again. There's so many of them that I'd love to see for the first time again. Like Jurassic Park would be amazing to see on the big screen for the first time. I love movies, and if you're watching the show, I hope you love movies too. And if you love movies, go check out Frightmares with Austin Proctor. Any other episodes coming up you want to hype up?
Oh, let's see. So obviously our episode just came out. It was a little late, but it dropped on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. Let the Right One In. We had a very good conversation about that movie. Today I dropped Vampire in Brooklyn, wildly different. My wife and I talked about that one and the many flaws it has, but it is a lot of fun. Next month, we are doing Alien Invasion. We are kicking off the month with Close Encounters of the Third Kind as our essential pick. I would have done Alien, but we've already covered that one. And then doing Aliens just felt weird. So I figured Close Encounters came before all of those. Let's do that one. And then I think our deep cut for that month, which is week 2, is The Puppet Masters with Donald Sutherland.
Nice.
A very Invasion of the Body Snatchers coded movie that I've never seen that sounds interesting. And then, like I said, Kaiju Destroy in June. You're going to be on for Godzilla King of Monsters because you have not seen that. And I'm very right. You haven't seen that, right? That's one you haven't seen. Perfect. So yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. And then, Werewolf Month. We've got all sorts of stuff. And I have the next 3 years of the show already planned out. So I get bored and then my ADHD locks in and I'm like, oh my God, let me write all these ideas down now. But yeah, come check us out. Wednesdays are supposed to be Wednesdays at 6 a.m., but one day I'll catch up. And then if you want to hear us talk about The Mummy, Corey and I, that'll be out tomorrow at 3 p.m. on YouTube. It is the first video format we've done. So if you want to go support us on that channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I think that's all. Oh, if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, my name is Dr. Proctor. DOCTOR So follow me, I'll follow you back, and you can see my wild taste in movies. So
The Malians next month. I assume that you're not covering the fourth kind. Have you covered that on the show before?
No, and now that you mention that, I might have to see if I can add that in because we have Close Encounters, we have The Puppet Masters, we have something called we have Nope, Contamination from 1980, and then Extraterrestrial, which I might have to swap out with the fourth kind because I really love that movie.
Well, and for your show, it seems kind of perfect because so many people they talk about it like it's peak Alien movie, and it's very good. But man, that movie was hyped like none other when it released.
I just love the fact that they shot an entire movie and then had to shoot a fake movie because they intercut it with real footage. So they really shot two. That's the impressive part to me. It's not like the greatest movie, but the level of how much work they put into that is very impressive. Plus Mia Jovovich, so
hard to argue with. As usual, everybody go follow Austin, please. It's a great show. You might love Frightmares. It's really great. Glad and proud that he's part of our podcast network. Everybody, thanks for hanging out tonight. Stay safe this week. It's going to be a crazy week. It's the first week of the month next week, which means, we got Dr. Will Dodson. Don't forget, tomorrow is the launch of the Vinegar Syndrome flash pre-order for the Halfway to Black Friday sale. Noon Eastern is when everything goes live. Check that out. We got a lot to cover next Thursday. On that note, see you then. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.